KIRO AM Seattle, KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
Who's going to accuse you of managing?
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello. Happy May. Happy first day of May. Happy Friday as well. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. Always exciting when you have another host in at 6 a.m.
Yes.
It's great. It's great to have this happen.
Top of the morning to
Top
you.
of the morning to you
Yes.
as well. You seem ready to go. I'm excited for this.
You know, got my coffee going. I'm, ready to go. A little breakfast sandwich already.
Oh, all right.
What's your standard morning? What are you coffee?
My
breakfast
standard
sandwich
morning
guy?
is not this. It's not wake up at 3:30 and then join these people over here. Join Maura and Lyle and sometimes Brock.
Are you a
when he
breakfast
feels
sandwich
like
guy
it.
though?
You're much more of a morning person than any of us that have ever worked on the show because you text us at like 6 a.m. sometimes.
See,
We would all still be sleeping if it was our choice
all
at 6
revealed.
a.m.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get the Wordle done. Oh, Charlie and the Wordle again. Remember we
Ooh.
tried to get him in
all right,
on the
before
Wordle?
the show's over, I'll try to do the Wordle.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't done it
that was
since
last
that-
time, right?
yes,
yeah,
it was.
we introduced you to Wordle.
Mhm.
You did it once.
I
Or you
failed.
tried. Okay, you failed.
Well, I actually don't think I finished. I had like 2 guesses left, and I
What
kind
did
of
I do?
forgot.
I think 3 today.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make
Well,
sure here.
We'll see. We'll see how good I am.
4. 4, Maura. There we go. All right. All right. We're going to get Charlie working on the Wordle. We have a lot more coming up today as well. I'm excited for the Charlie G. Scott experience. So G. Scott always comes in Fridays at 8:30. So he'll be here. And I don't know. You guys probably never met, have you?
Oh, we have.
You have?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we weren't sure.
Do you know
Or
what-
you weren't sure if
do
you had
you
met.
want to know something fun about G and I?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We have the same birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yes, April 11th.
Oh, so yours was recent. Happy birthday.
Wow.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, this
Thank
is
you.
everyone's having birthdays right now. So congrats to all
Thank
the
you.
birthday people. I'm feeling slightly left out. It's all right.
I,
Late fall, that's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we'll see in a
But
few months.
You
when
guys
he
will
says
bond
the
upon
G
it.
experience, we never plan anything for that segment. He just kind of takes over.
Yeah,
Cool.
And
truly.
a lot of times it's mostly not sports.
Well, spontaneity is one of
It's
my favorite
mostly he's going to try to make you feel uncomfortable
things.
in a
Perfect.
good way.
Yes.
But slightly like,
Well, no, I think that's just you, Lefko.
He just wants to make me
He
feel
likes to know about your personal
yeah.
life.
Those two, and it's Brock and G, they just, they cross the line. They're habitual line steppers.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Fine.
All right,
Well,
we'll see if he does it with you.
We'll
but
toe the line today and see what happens.
we'll toe the line. We will
Yes.
not cross it. We're good at towing the line.
That's right.
So G's here at 8:30. Gary Hill will join us at 9:30. That'll
Lovely.
be fun. You know, Gary. We'll have a great baseball conversation. We're also going to get into this Mariners team as they begin May because they're sitting here 16-16, thoroughly mediocre record. Literally, you're 500. But hey, it's a lot better than it was a couple weeks ago. And Charlie, the AL West is terrible right now. And in fact, the American League is pretty bad. So the Mariners are in fine shape. I didn't truly realize this. I guess, like you look at every team, and I'm not obsessively checking the standings every day this early into the season. I didn't realize until yesterday when John Morosi was on with Lyman and Bob that only 3 teams in the entire American League are above 500 right now. That's how bad it is right now in the early going in the American League. So the Mariners are just fine.
Absolutely. 16-16 is a brand new season, right? I mean, I think that's the beauty of the baseball season, playing 162 games, is that things can switch so quickly, and you just don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole that it's too hard to kind of get back to even. So it's a perfect spot to be May 1. 16-16, you still have plenty of baseball ahead, so a lot of exciting things to come for the Mariners.
All right, someone has already texted in. Wordle in 2. Okay.
Ooh, that's
Show off.
2 guesses.
All right, congrats. Congrats, 206. Wordle in 2. Joseph in the 253 got it in 3.
Okay.
A good job, everyone else.
So the
I mean, you
goal
don't
is-
hear me bragging when I get in 2. I did a couple days ago. But
So is the goal 1? Like you just guess
Yeah,
it without
that's-
even knowing the letters?
yeah. And then that
Wow.
means it's kind of fluky good, but you also feel that sense of pride of, yep, I had a pretty good starting word.
Okay, but I use a different word every day. Lefko
Yeah.
goes with the same word for a long stretch.
Yeah.
So is it cheating if you use the same word every day and then randomly that day you get it in one?
Yeah.
It's like,
No, that's
Yeah.
statistical analysis. I mean,
Yeah.
you use all the information
Laziness,
available
maybe.
to you and make an educated guess because at some point that word's going to hit. So if you keep switching it up, you're just all askew. You're out of sorts. I mean, how do you build off of that? Because maybe the word you'd use yesterday was the word today. You know, I don't know. I don't want to take all those chances.
Is that how you play roulette too? You just like pick one number and you're like, it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play 17.
No, I go corners.
Okay.
Too. You know, I throw it all over the place on roulette. But no, Wordle strategy. We could go deep on Wordle strategy. We got to talk about the Mariners, and I think we're going to carry this conversation over a little bit throughout the show. Charlie, we'll get back to it at 7:30. But yesterday, because it was an off day, and you know your stuff won't become dated and irrelevant, I wrote an article for our website. Just as kind of like, all right, well, how do you sum up the season? Because it's still early in the context of, you're not at that 40-game mark where a lot of people are like, yeah, it takes about 40 games before we can make a pretty good assessment. But you have a month-plus sample size. So I was like, you know what? That's enough to make some broad observations, a couple of things that already we're pretty confident about, and then a couple of things maybe we're uncertain. So I wrote 2 things that we know and 2 things that we still don't know yet about this Mariners team. What do you think? What do you think I wrote?
That we know?
Yeah. And I want to get your thoughts on what you know about this Mariners team and maybe what you're a little still hesitant about.
Well, I would say, without a doubt, we know this pitching staff is still one of the best in baseball across the board.
Interesting. I had a little opposite take.
You don't think they're as good as they are?
I think we haven't seen it yet. Okay, we'll get into that then. So,
that's my optimistic take, I guess.
Right, but have you seen it for sure? Yeah, and that was my point. So for sure we know 32 games in that Cole Young is here to stay. And he is your second baseman
Correct.
Of the future. He's here for a long time. Your revolving door of opening day starts at second base, which is now the longest streak after the left field streak ended, of 9 different guys that have started at second base on opening day over the last 9 years. That's going to end. Cole Young is here. He's playing at an all-star level. I'm very confident in Cole Young. I'm also confident that the middle of the order will turn it around here. Those slumps are over. Josh Naylor was the worst hitter in baseball. That is far beyond gone. He's fine. He's solid again. Cal's got that home run stretch going. His power's there. Julio's starting to find his power, so I'm not worried about the middle of the order. The rotation to this point, and my only thing is we don't know yet if they'll conjure up that 2024 form where they were most dominant, or last year where, hey, you had some injuries, you had some uncertainty, and someone like Logan Gilbert getting injured, it throws that whole rotation into flux, and then Bryce Miller dealing with injuries. So just coming off the notion of, well, Gilbert hasn't gone deep in outings. Woo, I'm not concerned about, but hey, his most recent outing was one of his worst. It was his shortest. And then the Castillo uncertainty. So actually, for me, I don't know about the rotation. But hey, it's an opinion. So for you,
exactly.
What gives you the confidence in this rotation? Because ultimately, yeah, I mean, they're great. We know their sample size. But what have you seen that gives you the confidence in this rotation moving forward?
I've seen a lot of the same stuff in terms of, pitches, pitchability, miles per hour for the most part. Obviously, I think Castillo maybe is the only question mark, but obviously with the eventual return of Bryce Miller and I would say the eventual arrival of Kade Anderson at some point. I mean, that's why I just look at this team and this rotation, this pitching staff, like they have so much experience that's where I continue to think that this is going to be something that is the reason why the team is going to win. And I think that obviously we look at the offense and how it started off and now where it is now, and it's looking great. And I think that's what you keep hearing is that when this team is playing on all cylinders, it is a really hard team to beat. And I think that's why I'm so confident in the pitching staff continuing to kind of carve out their success, if you will, in the way that they're doing it. And everyone in the rotation, I'm seeing what I want to see. I think the Castillo question mark for sure. But other than that, I mean, look at Hancock. I mean, what a great start to the season, and in a way you didn't expect it. So a huge step forward in his career, and a guy you just want to continue to give the ball to every fifth day. So I'm really confident in this group, man. Yeah, and I guess if we were doing this exercise maybe 2 weeks later, it probably would look like that, because 2 weeks ago, the offense, you could say, well, I don't know what to expect. I just don't know if we're going to see the same Cal Raleigh or if this slump will continue for Naylor, and they erased that. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from. We'll talk about that plenty more. There is one other part about the unknowns I didn't get into, but we'll talk about that at 7:30. Brendan Donovan, just the injury attrition that he suffered already, if that's going to be something that's going to be constant throughout the season. So we'll get into that at 7:30. There is a lot more you need to know because the Mariners are back home. One of their key pitchers made another rehab start, and yes, we potentially have a Donovan update for you. So we'll get into all of that here on Brock and Salk. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush with you. This is the Brock and Salk Show on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
and everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss and a throw, and he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
Tomorrow night at T-Mobile, the Mariners retire Randy's number 51. Live coverage on Seattle Sports during the Mariners pregame show beginning at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contests and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system,
she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. Charlie played baseball, obviously, you know that. But he was like, hey, I'm ready. Let's talk football. I'm going to talk football. I was like, all right. Sure, we'll talk some football. So, Charlie, we're going to sprinkle some football in here because Seahawks rookie minicamp begins today, runs through tomorrow. Mike McDonald yesterday during Jari and Price's introductory press conference was asked what he wants the rookies to take away from this minicamp experience.
Well, it's multifaceted. I mean, with the guys that we know are going to be here, we definitely want them to it's an introduction to how we do things here in Seattle, and it's such a great opportunity to see some of the trial guys as well. And we have a pretty good history of to find some of these players. And when you talk about being 70, 90, 105 people deep, like it's going to be needed. Whether we want them to stick with us right now or be in the bullpen, so to speak, where they're one of the first guys we call. So I think of guys like Jamie Sheriff and that are still with us now. So this is a great weekend. You're finally back on the grass. Yeah, there's a lot of things to be fired up for.
Charlie, what was your welcome to the show moment like? How wide were the eyes when you walked into your first big league clubhouse? Or what are these rookies in for in their first experience at the pro level?
Yeah, they're in for a treat. There's a big difference between college and pro sports. And I think you walk into that clubhouse, into that locker room, and you see some highly successful athletes, guys that have been there and done it for a long time. And, you figure out how to maybe handle yourself and carry yourself, and you're walking into a new team, so there's going to be new characters, new leaders, and how do you figure out, in a sense, where to go? I mean, that's the one thing. You walk into a new place, you're like, oh, where's the bathroom? Where's the training room? Where's my locker? And it's a really exciting time. You kind of are giddy just all day, all week, and it's just so fun to take it in, and I think for all these guys, especially now that they're in camp, this is like really pinch yourself moment. My dream came true. Now it's time to get to work. Now it's time to do everything I can to earn a spot in this team and try and be successful that way.
Are you a big jersey number guy? Because some people have a big fascination about which players are wearing which numbers. Doesn't seem like it's a big deal in baseball. We've talked about this. Baseball is the one sport where you don't really associate a player with his number because they're at a set position. Football, they're running all over the field. You're like, oh yeah, I need to see that number pop out. Hockey, the only thing you can see, jersey numbers flying all over the place. So I know baseball, you have the rare occasion, certainly with like the iconic players where you associate them with their number, but throw out a random guy, you wouldn't necessarily know his number. Football, there's an attachment. So the numbers were assigned to these rookies. Jadarian Price will grab the recently vacated number 8 that Kobe Bryant had. Same with Bud Clark. He takes the recently vacated number 9, formerly of Ken Walker. And Julian Neal will wear number 1. And I don't know if you knew this, Charlie, but in football, the single-digit number, it's a big deal.
How big of a deal?
It looks, in college, guys will do a lot to get those numbers. That's like, that you bestow the honor upon them because it looks better, I think. Okay. That just single digit looks clean.
Okay.
You guys,
I don't know.
You don't care about jersey numbers at all? Or no?
Salk cares very much about this. He has
Yes,
strong
see?
opinions. It's never really
Okay,
meant much.
it's
to
an
me.
aesthetic thing, I think.
Okay, so 1 through 9 are
or 0.
Or 0.
People like that number 0.
Okay.
Yeah. Get that like 57. Doesn't
So
look
as soon number anything above 10 is not cool.
Yeah,
Like
it
is that
depends on the
thought?
person. But I think
Okay.
there are a class of people that think I want a single digit number. So yes, if jersey numbers are important, some people believe
but
that
aren't
that
there
looks better.
only certain players that can wear single digit
No,
numbers?
not anymore. They've changed it in the
Oh,
NFL.
okay, all
So
right.
that's
That
the
was
big thing.
recent.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
recent.
recent, okay.
That's the big thing. You can have like DeMarcus Lawrence, defensive end. He's an edge rusher, wearing 0. Then that's a big deal.
Okay.
All right, number 2. We got 3. We got 2 more to get to.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
We could have talked about that for about 10 more minutes. No, I appreciate that. We'll get back to that. Mariners begin a 6-game homestand tonight, first of 3 against the Royals. Brian Wu and Cole Reagans, who both of these guys, very dominant pitchers, have struggled at times this season. We know Wu's coming off his toughest outing of the year. And the Royals lefty, Reagans, hasn't looked like his all-star caliber self a lot this year, but unfortunately for the Mariners, he is coming off his best start of the season. 6 innings against the Angels last Saturday, allowed just 1 run and struck out 11. And then some news that everyone's kind of monitoring. Bryce Miller made his 3rd rehab start last night in Tacoma, went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits and no runs, struck out 4 and walked 2 on 53 pitches. Getting closer, right? I know it was going to be the full month that Justin Hollander mentioned for Bryce Miller, but you're about 2 weeks away from Miller maybe being back in this Mariners rotation.
Without a doubt. And when I see him top out at 98.8, he is chucking it.
Yeah.
This is a guy eager to get back, and I think continue to, build off of that really big successful season he had a couple years ago. I think that in 24 season he was incredible and a force in this rotation. I think he's ready to get back to that place where, he's such a reliable guy in this rotation and can go deep into games.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
And some news around baseball. Yeah, only one team above 500 in the AL West. In the entire AL West, it's the A's. They beat the Royals yesterday to win the series. They're 17-14 now in the season. How about this? We saw it firsthand. Their rookie, or not rookie anymore, technically, but he won Rookie of the Year last year. Nick Kurtz intentionally walked yesterday in the 7th, brought his streak to 19 straight games where he's drawn at least 1 walk. He's tied with Ted Williams, the 3rd longest walk streak of all time. Somehow Barry Bonds does not have the longest. He only has the 2nd longest streak ever, 20 straight games. If you know this, I'll be impressed. Who has the longest consecutive walk streak of all time?
Ted Williams.
No, he was tied for 3rd. Ted Williams.
Oh, okay.
Can I give this a shot?
Yeah, give it a
Well,
shot.
did you already see it?
No.
Okay, go for it.
Is it Joey Votto?
No, it is a guy named Roy Cullenbine back in 1947.
Okay.
I don't think I was getting that.
Wouldn't you think about all the power? I mean, I was stunned. Like all the power bats, all these guys that were so feared throughout baseball. Now, some guy named Roy Cullenbine, I'm sorry if there are some big Cullenbine fans out there, walked in 22 straight games back in 1947. So Kurtz eyeing that one. But yeah, the A's, the only team above 500 in the AL West. And the Mariners are facing 2 kind of opposite things here. The Royals have struggled. Then they're going to play the Braves. You know what the Braves are doing this season? 22-10, best record in baseball.
Okay. Yeah.
They're playing the Rockies this weekend. I know the Rockies are a little bit better, but it's going to be a hot Braves team rolling into town on Monday.
Well, it's going to be a great homestand. I think that's what it is. The Mariners had a fantastic road trip.
UNL's on the homestand.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I saw this. All right, so
there it is.
Please look at the stream if you're watching. Tonight is Randy Johnson 80s jersey giveaway night. There you go. Holding it up on the screen. You want this fine thing? We have to display it for the show, and then you can take it.
Turn it around. Show us. Show it's got his name and number.
It's Randy Johnson, jersey induction weekend, or what do they call it? Retirement.
Yeah, he's
number.
such a legend.
Number honoring.
I mean, best left-handed pitcher ever, right?
Yeah, there you go. 51, Randy Johnson jersey. That'll be given away tonight. If you're going to the game, Charlie's going to put this on a little bit later. But yeah, that's everything you need to know there. I do have to get the obligatory, because we have some Northeasterners here, got to get the obligatory one more thing you need to know. Some pivotal Game 6 in the NHL playoffs tonight. Boston, your Bruins, you're and Mora's Bruins, and I say this because you are head-to-toe clad in New Balance. There you go. Charlie's repping Boston here. The Bruins play tonight, and then the Lightning try to stave off elimination against the Canadiens. So in the 4 o'clock hour, Maura and I are just going to be screaming at TVs. tonight.
Fair enough.
That's everything you need to know.
And tomorrow we got Game 7 with the Celtics. Sixers.
I was going to mention that.
Were you
There
gonna
you go.
mention it?
Good plug.
Yeah,
All right,
there you go.
that's in the next need to know.
Okay.
You guys never talk NBA on this show, right? So
There you
people
go.
don't even know about the
Every
NBA.
time we do, we have to educate Salk on who every player is.
Okay.
He didn't know who Bam Adebayo was earlier this
Oh,
year.
what?
UW alum,
Oh,
Jaden
man.
McDaniels,
It gets sad.
32-10 last night, and the Timberwolves win. They beat the Nuggets. There you go. All right. So we threw in some bonus need to knows. That's what you tune in for with me and Charlie. And you also tune in for Jeff Passan. Highly entertaining, one of the best conversations of the week. You're going to hear that conversation with Passan, with Salk, and Greg Bishop. Might be some stories from Passan and Bishop's time at the greatest college in all the land. I don't know. Stay tuned. You hear all that. Mike Lefko, Charlie Furbush with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at seattlesports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at seattlesports.com.
Rated for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have vehicles made for adventure seekers. Get the Tundra at 2.99% APR for up to 72 months with $1,000 bonus cash or $4,000 customer cash. Lease the 4Runner for $389 a month or the Tacoma TRD Sport for $399 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through May 4th on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, and a negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Hey, South Sound. Jermaine Kirk with CS Floors. Come meet me at the grand opening of Pacific Northwest Interior, featuring CS Floors. May 7th in Tacoma. Visit our website for more information, csfloors.net.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an Audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an Audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Okay, team. Huddle up.
Why are you dressed like a hockey player?
Because America's energy security is on thin ice. We're facing an overburdened electric grid, rising fuel costs, and severe weather. But here's your power play. Propane. It's affordable, abundant, safe. Propane is reliable energy, even when the grid isn't. Advantage Propane.
Learn more at propane.com/powerplay.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
Mariners and Royals tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life's sleep.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
Shut up, Salk. It's Brock and Salk's weekly chat with ESPN senior baseball writer Jeff Passan.
Man, when you have a talent like him.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
I see this being the beginning of the best run in the history of this franchise.
On Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Well, I thought this was going to be a surprise, but I guess the back channels, Jeff, as a great reporter that he is, was able to sniff out that we've brought his longtime friend, Greg Bishop, in today. First of all, good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Yeah, I would not chalk this up to my reportorial skills here. No, this was Greg going on to one of our group chats and saying, hey, guys, guess what I get to do this week?
What's up, Tweet Man?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic. I've truly been looking forward to everything in my life but this week. So this is going to be awesome.
Have you guys ever been on the air together anywhere? Like, have you had Greg on your podcast or anything like that?
He's too scared. Actually, this came up recently. One of people.
What's up with that?
My college roommate asked in the group chat when he was having me on, and he said he'd rather have PK, the roommate, on.
Wow. What's up with that?
I don't know, but my response was, I'm not scared.
I am.
Is this because you're afraid of old secrets about you being unearthed?
100%. And yet, I will say this. I think and I think Greg would attest to this, in the grand scheme of things, the sins of my past have been more sins of stupidity and idiocy than anything that's actually like bad or anything that's it's like embarrassing in the purest sense of the word, where I just do dumb things or say dumb things, but nothing malicious, nothing harmless, nothing hopefully that will change people's opinions of me. And I know in Seattle that opinion tends to sort of correlate with where the Mariners are and how they're doing. But by all means, I'm ready for what's coming.
Sounds like a legal disclaimer to me.
I will say this. I did get detained when I was with Greg one time. We were in West Virginia, and I was underage and Greg was not. We were covering it was a West Virginia football game, and we went to this bar where the wait staff were dressed up like referees, except it was like skimpy referee costumes. And I was like, man, this place is awesome. And of course, the one night that we're there in Morgantown, West Virginia, they raid the bar. and so the cops, and Greg, correct me if I'm missing any details here. The cops come funneling into this bar. Greg's 21, so he has nothing to worry about. Another friend of ours had come along with us. He had nothing to worry about. The photographer on that trip was a grad student, so he was like 27 or 28, I think. And there I am getting pulled outside and asking myself, what ID do I give him?
That's a good question. Did you go real one?
What ID do I give him? Do I go with the real one that says I'm 20, or do I go with the fake one? And in my youthful hubris, like, I'm in West Virginia. There's no way that these hillbilly cops are going to know the difference between a real ID and a fake ID. And so I hand him the fake, and he looks down at it, looks up at me, looks down at it, and looks back up at me again. He says, boy, do you think I'm an idiot? I'm like, oh, no. And, wound up getting a minor in possession citation that night. And that is my one brush with the law in life.
All right. Well,
Jesse, one sec. How would you describe the decision to hand over that ID and it being the wrong one? What's the word that we use for that?
Pacifism?
Correct. Anyway, I'd only add to that story. The night ended with another college roommate of mine falling down a hill and shouting that he was mountaineering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is we first learned about Jeff and Greg's relationship when we had Jeff on. I suggested that they had been roommates, and Jeff was very quick to let us know that was not the case.
And don't forget, Passan was roommates with Greg Bishop.
Oh, that's true.
We never were roommates.
Okay, sorry.
I would never live with him. Oh, my God.
It's the only time he's ever cursed on our show, and then tried to say he didn't realize we were live, which was quite a moment in the show's history.
Yeah, I don't know. We call that Soul and Anger. Jeff's from Solon, Ohio. So I honestly don't know where that came from. I'd love to live with Jeffy.
I still wouldn't want to live with you, actually.
I'm not changing your mind on that. All right, let's talk a few minutes of baseball here, Jeff, since the Mariners have kind of turned things around since we've spoken last. They went out on the road, won 5 of 6, and the guy in the center of all of it is not Cal Raleigh. It's not Julio Rodriguez. It's not Josh Naylor. It's not Brian Wu, although 3 of those guys actually had really good road trips. It's Cole Young, of course. What are we watching here?
I'm not going to say that we are watching necessarily the emergence of a star. I will say this. Cole Young, when he was drafted by the Mariners, they didn't feel quite as strongly as they did in the immediate aftermath of Colt Emerson, when they understood, like, we have a dude, like a capital D dude here. But they were very bullish on Cole Young. And so when he came up last season and struggled, he was putting the ball in play, but he wasn't hitting it very hard. I think that was a real reckoning for him, where he understood, I have to get more physical and I have to get stronger. I'm going to be facing 95 plus every night. I need to be able to hit the fastball. And I need to trust that my bat to ball skills aren't going to go away if my physicality increases. And Cole Young showed up to camp this year, and he was looking, frankly, like a different guy. And I think that's what we've seen right now. He's sacrificed a little bit with swing and miss, and with taking pitches and drawing walks to do damage. And that's the Faustian bargain that players of his size have to make. And in some cases, it just does not work out because, guys are trying to be something that they aren't. But I think what's so impressive about Cole Young is that this is him evolving into something better. And When the Mariners traded for Brendan Donovan this winter, they didn't know where he was going to play. They didn't know what they were going to have with Cole Young or with Colt Emerson coming up. And there's something of an embarrassment of riches right now because Emerson's going to be up at some point. And when he is, I think Cole Young has established himself clearly as the everyday second baseman right now. And Emerson is going to be playing most days at third. And the Mariners, I think, have done a good job of getting outfield depth there. So it's a first world problem for Dan Wilson to have. I have too many good everyday guys to play.
All-star?
A little too early for that.
Okay. But
he's
on that trajectory, right?
Yeah, if he keeps this up, yeah, absolutely. We're still, though, a month into the season. And here's the thing. Scouting reports on Cole Young are being rewritten in real time. Like when a player has this kind of jump and is having this sort of success, it's been a week now and he's hitting 500 over the week. And when you have a run like that, suddenly, even if you're not toward the top of the lineup, teams start saying, hey, we got to be a little bit more careful with this guy. You can't feed him all the fastballs anymore because they're not necessarily going to beat him. But I will say this, when it comes to second base in the American League, in terms of all-star status, it is wide open. Jazz Chisholm has been bad this year. Jose Altuve has cooled down significantly. I thought coming into this year, Luke Keeschel with Minnesota was going to have a really good season. He's gotten off to a terrible start. All the best second basemen in baseball right now, whether it's Bryce Terang, Nico Horner, J.J. Weatherholt is very quickly putting himself in that area in his first season. They're all in the National League. So I think there's real opportunity for Cole Young to be in one of those spots.
All right, mid-filibuster here. As someone who parachutes into T-Mobile Park when things are going really well, let's go for the ultimate Passanism. Is this the year the Seattle Mariners win the World Series?
No, but I did predict them to go to the World Series, and despite their start and despite the New York Yankees looking like the best team in the American League right now, I'm not going to pull the parachute on that prediction. I don't think we've seen anywhere close to the best of the Mariners yet. Cal Raleigh's gotten off to a rough start this season, and I think there's more there with him. The pitching staff hasn't been fully healthy, and I'm going to be so interested to see how they handle Kade Anderson. It's obvious at this point that he is done with Double-A. Like, he's either ready to be promoted, or frankly, I think Kade Anderson's big league ready right now. And I don't think the Mariners are going to pull the trigger on that quite yet. But I do wonder how they are going to use him. And the closest facsimile I can think that would be effective and would be helpful is David Price in 2008 with the Tampa Bay Rays. Number one overall pick, came up and pitched in sort of a multi-inning fireman role and was awesome down the stretch. And, he was not scared in the postseason. And I think that when you have a rotation that has Gilbert and Wu and Kirby, and I don't know if it's going to be I don't know if the fourth is Bryce Miller. Is it Emerson Hancock? Is it Luis Castillo? It's probably not Kade Anderson. I mean, maybe if there are injuries, he gets that opportunity to start. But if the rotation stays healthy, they're still going to be able to find a spot for him to contribute. And what Kade Anderson is down the stretch for the Mariners, that's going to be one of the more interesting things, I think, that we discuss over the summer.
It's funny. I had on my notes for you today, how long can Kade Anderson stay in Double-A? Because I think you're right. It's just it's too easy for him right now. And yet you look at that Mariner rotation, that Bryce Miller is getting close to coming back. He's hitting 98, 99 pretty regularly.
Yep.
And then, not that WAR is everything for a starting pitcher, but when I read you the WAR numbers for the Mariners rotation, one thing might stand out. George Kirby, 1.1. Emerson Hancock, 0.8. Logan Gilbert, 0.4. Brian Wu, 0.3. Luis Castillo, negative 0.7. I love Luis, and I hate that we're having this conversation. And I do believe there's still more left in the Luis Castillo tank. I really do. But how long can you continue with Luis in the rotation when you get Bryce Miller back and Kade Anderson's pitching the way he is? What do you do with this guy?
I think you ride with him. And maybe that's not the solution that Mariners fans want to hear, because it is frustrating when a guy who's been so consistently effective for you is entering May with a 6.3 ERA. But I don't think Luis Castillo is necessarily the guy that you're going to say, hey, after being an effective big league starter for upward of a decade now, want to go to the bullpen? And maybe Luis Castillo, because he is a humble dude at the end of the day, would say, that's what's best for the team right now. And maybe I can, find myself what I'm looking for there. But I just think you have a good enough team where you can ride things out a little bit. And it would be more helpful if instead of 500 right now, the Mariners were like 5 or 6 games over. And, on Luis Castillo's start day, maybe it's a little bit, you give him a little bit bigger of a leash. But I think ultimately that's where the Mariners are going to be. Give them another month. And I think they're going to be
but you could say give him another month, but Bryce Miller's back in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, do the Mariners go 6-man? Like, what do you think they should do?
I think they should IL Luis, or unless something happens, because baseball obviously has a way of working these things out. You have these hypotheticals, and then somebody gets hurt and all that. But if nothing does, I don't think it makes sense to put anyone in the bullpen right now. But you can't keep Bryce Miller out of the rotation, and it would be bizarre to take Emerson Hancock out right now. He's been arguably their best pitcher.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. I will say Hancock's the home runs with Hancock scare me a little.
Yeah,
I'm just if there's one.
Have you watched him, Jeff? Have you watched him this year? Yeah. I think the thing about Hancock, you can look at the numbers, and I don't expect you to get to watch every single pitcher in the Mariners, but if you watch him, it's just how different he looks. The arm angle's totally different. The sweeper is completely different. It's like watching a completely different pitcher.
And that's the power of this organization in this moment, is it not? They're really good with pitchers. And I know Ryan Sloan's numbers aren't, what people were hoping for at this point, and that's all well and good. But the Mariners' ability to look at a guy, all of the physical characteristics, the way that he moves, and map out the best road to success for him, it's not unmatched in baseball. There are other organizations. Cleveland is tremendous at it, and Milwaukee is very, very good at it. And Tampa Bay has done it for a decade plus now. So there are other organizations like this, but to be mentioned, the Yankees right now, their starting pitching is ridiculous. What they've turned Cam Schlittler into, what Will Warren has become, that they're doing this without Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon. To be mentioned, though, in the same breath as all those other organizations, that's where sustained success comes from, Mike. That's how you do this thing long term, by not just having the guys who are there and relying upon them to be who they are, but to always be curious and always instill that desire for evolution in your players. And whether it's Cole Young on the offensive side or Emerson Hancock on the pitching side, the Mariners, in terms of just pure player development at the big league level, no less, are one of the best teams in baseball.
That's great. I would like to bring a debate into the open this point. On our college group chat, we have an ongoing debate that involves Mr. Passan's hair. For context, Jeffy loves his hair. It's his third child, and I'm not sure which one he likes the most. And The question is, who has better hair? Everyone can weigh in here.
Okay.
Jerry DiPoto or Jeff Passan?
Man, I'm going to have to think about
So
that.
you know the answer.
I think that Jeff.
I know you don't want to say it, but you know what the right answer.
I think Jeff has better hair. I think Jerry's better dressed.
Explain more.
I mean, Jerry dresses as well as anyone I could think of. I mean, he's always got like a sweet, like really nice kind of hip, tailored kind of sport coat on. Like it's always a little cutting edge. Sometimes he'll wear the glasses. Like Jerry knows he knows his clothes. It's very clear.
See, dude, I think you're making the understandable mistake here. I think my hair wins.
Yeah.
I think my clothes. I think, frankly, like if I'm dressing up, I'm wearing tailored suits too. Like I think that's.
Do you think you look as good as Jerry though? Come on, Jerry gets dressed up every day. He looks great.
No, that's Mike. That's the point, though. Jerry's a much more handsome man.
That's also true. I mean, no one's going to disagree with that.
You know, during COVID, I actually made a Twitter account, Jeff Passan's hair, and I only used sentences he actually said to me in the bio. One of them was like, "The Rona has been fantastic for the lettuce." So,
yeah, I did say that actually. I forgot about that one.
Hey, let me give you two kind of broad baseball theoretical questions. One that I've been thinking about and one that somebody sent to us today. The one that got sent to us today was about the traject machine. I thought it was interesting. We were talking about lefties and platoons, which has been the big story here. And one of our guest hosts this week, who's a former football player, asked, hey, rather than looking at platoons in general, why don't you make it more game and pitcher specific? I was like, well, you don't have enough data on any of those pitchers. It's such a small sample size. It's really hard to do that. And someone said, well, why can't you use the traject machine to try to figure that out? Try to see what somebody would look like against that pitcher.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, but I also think that in game for all the good that traject does, and for those who are unfamiliar, traject is this robot. It's like a big rectangular box, and there's a screen projected from the front of it, and there's like a hole that shoots out pitches, and every single pitch that is thrown in Major League Baseball going back a decade now, this machine is capable of replicating its velocity to the 10th of a mile per hour, its spin rate, its spin axis. Like, it can essentially give you any pitch that you want to try to learn to hit. Well, the traject's been around for a while now. Almost every organization in baseball has it, and the batting average in the game is still 234. So I don't even know what it would be without the traject. I think it's probably a couple points higher specifically because of that machine. Wow. But I don't think traject is the solution to all of those problems. I think it's more of a tool that helps hitters feel comfortable and feel like they're not walking in naked when they're facing Mason Miller or when they're facing these guys who have absolute monster stuff and can just blow you away if you're not prepared. It's not a replacement, though, for actual in-game live at-bats. It's something that will just maybe barrel a ball up off of what was a great pitch, but at the end of the day, you still kind of know what's coming. When the guy's on the mound, you have no idea.
So the other one is last night, Cole, I don't know if you saw his second hit, his single that drove in a couple of runs, second and third, one out, infield drawn in, and the Minnesota Twins broadcasters were like, it's kind of a lucky hit. And even Cole afterwards was like, well, got a little lucky. I didn't hit it very hard. But I'm like, you get lucky. The infield is drawn in. You mentioned a Faustian proposal earlier, right? Like, isn't that exactly the deal you're making when you bring the infield in? And it just seems to me, anyway, as if the infield being drawn in with a man on third is now not just the norm, but every single time in almost every single inning, I see the infield drawn in the second and third inning. Is that like become the norm in baseball?
Yeah, and I think that's an analytics thing. The Astros were doing this like back when the Astros actually cared about analytics. They were. No, I mean it's true.
Yeah.
Like the
back when
Astros.
they were winning. Yeah.
The Astros stink. By the way.
Yeah.
They have the best hitter in baseball right now. Like Yordan Alvarez. Do you know how good Yordan Alvarez has been this year? I don't know if I wrote something a little bit earlier today. I imagine you didn't see it yet, but I went and looked back at guys who in April had 10 home runs and a sub 10% strikeout rate. And there were 9 of them. And the 2 to whom Alvarez's April compared most favorably were Barry Bonds and prime Albert Pujols.
Sheesh.
That's how good Alvarez is right now. He is absolutely crushing the ball and doing so with the 5th lowest strikeout rate in all of MLB. There is no hitter like him right now.
All right, so Jeff Passan will ask Cal Raleigh uncomfortable questions all day long, but he won't have Greg Bishop on his podcast? Come on, Jeff. Now, entertaining stuff there from Salk and 2 college friends, Greg Bishop and Jeff Passan. A lot to kind of dive into their Mariners conversation that we'll continue to break down as we move along here. It's Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush with you. A lot to talk about with this upcoming series against the Royals and this homestand for the Mariners. That's up next here on Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Bump and Stacy.
I loved the pick of Bud Clark, but only in hindsight. Like you, Bump, he was not. It wasn't that he wasn't on my radar.
He wasn't on your radar?
Well, no, I'll say it's not that I looked at it and thought, what a horrible reach.
Right. He's a smooth safety, very aggressive, attacks the football. And once you put on the film, it makes sense. He feels the football when it's in the air. He just has a radar of the football field that a safety needs when you're a freelancer back there roaming around.
Bump and Stacy. Weekdays 10 to 2. Only on Seattle Sports.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub. Time to celebrate spring and warmer days ahead. Get ready by adding a hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. For nearly 50 years, Olympic has been offering products to help people live better. During our Soak, Sauna, and Swim event, find your perfect wellness solution and save thousands through May 10th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off duration, woodscapes, and super deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Happy Friday. Been a fun first hour of the show already. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. I mean, we've gone to all ranges of conversation. Jersey numbers, everything, pretty much. Talking about,
got 3 hours left.
The great era of walks in baseball. When, Barry Bonds was... We dove into the Barry Bonds numbers. We were talking about the A's second-year player, Nick Kurtz, and how he stacks up to some of the all-time great walk men. The guys who, were just so feared they were walked all the time. We went down a deep dive during one of the breaks about all the Barry Bonds stats, and it is truly mind-boggling. So we've kind of gone all over the map, but we're bringing it back to the start of this Mariners homestand. Tonight, Charlie, the Randy Johnson jersey here is on full display. Big weekend for Randy Johnson. It's going to be very cool to see that.
Big unit.
The 51 number honored. Ichiro already up there, but Randy Johnson, the number will be honored as well on Saturday. There's a jersey giveaway tonight. I have it over here. I got to reach. Say something for a second while I reach here.
Yeah, reach over there. Use the length of Randy Johnson's long arms.
Yeah, if I had the Randy Johnson wingspan, I wouldn't need to be reaching that far. But yeah, they're giving this away tonight. The Randy Johnson 80s jersey. Watch on the stream. If you're not watching it, it's not going to make any sense. I'm sorry. It's a grayish jersey, blue Mariners outlined in gold, and then Johnson and 51 on the back in blue. There you go.
I think I'd call that gray.
Yeah.
Not grayish.
No, it's gray. Grayish to gray. It's more because there's
silver
it's mesh. So it's,
it's mesh.
It's not like a true solid gray.
That's how they were back in
You're
the 80s.
rocking a solid gray.
You're right.
And this is just a mesh gray. So the Randy Johnson giveaway and everything involving him will happen this weekend. And the Mariners are back home after, I would call it a pretty eventful road trip. 5-1 trip. You had a crazy comeback in St. Louis. You had a rain game in Minnesota. You saw the emergence of Cole Young. So there's all that to focus on. But I also kind of wanted to get into something that we just touched on in the 6 a.m. hour and what's kind of looming over this Mariners series, certainly tonight, some of the injuries. Brendan Donovan, eligible to come off the IL today, or he already is, but he's expected to be activated today. We'll see. The one issue with this show, Charlie, is that all the news hasn't happened yet. So, used to being in the afternoon, I'm like, yeah, I can speak with confidence because the lineup's out and we know for sure things will happen, but we'll wait and see on Brendan Donovan. The lineup usually comes out the few hours before game time.
Right.
He could be back. Dan Wilson, I'm sure, will update the situation as well before the game. And then another kind of unknown that happened on Wednesday. You were on your way in here, and all of a sudden, Matt Brash had to leave the game. Threw 2 pitches, and he was out. And afterwards, he said, it's just kind of something with his side. And Dan Wilson said it wasn't major, but it had been something that had been bugging him for a little bit. When you look at Matt Brash, how concerned are you with that, this thing that's been lingering and what it might do with him?
I think concerned a little bit, panicked, no. I think it's a side injury can be kind of this nagging thing that as a rotational athlete, you really need to have your core obliques in tune and making sure that you can fire on all cylinders. And a guy like Matt Brash who throws with max effort, this is going to be an injury that hopefully is he caught it early. I think that's the big part of some of these things, that if you catch them early and you do some rest and do some recovery and then re-strengthen the core, you can kind of maybe avoid anything seriously long-term. So the Mariners are going to need Brash at the end of that bullpen in a lot of ways here. He has some wipeout stuff, and it's pretty amazing to see even the start he's off to this year. Hasn't given up a run, looking fantastic. So just a perfect eighth-inning guy on a bridge to get to Munoz. So hopefully we can learn some more information that it is just some minor inflammation and it won't be a short or a long stint on the IL, if at all.
Well, do you think it's something where he's available, but they don't use him? Even it might be a situation. I think tonight, maybe you need a couple days with that.
Yeah,
I just wonder tonight if it's a close game, because the Mariners play a lot of close games. So they're going to find themselves in that situation again in the 7th or the 8th. And I'm curious to see, first of all, who's warming up, and then who actually comes in a 1-run lead or a tie game.
Yeah, he'll go out and play some catch today. Yeah. They'll go figure out how he's feeling, and if he's feeling anything of the sort, if it's still any reminiscent feeling. If it's completely gone, yeah, maybe you stay away from him for a day or two and then don't have to put him on the IL and he's back in here this weekend. But I think if there is any sort of you're not feeling 100%, there's really no reason to push it this early. And if he needs 10, 15 days to get right, then I think the long-term benefit of having Brash throughout the majority of the season is way better than trying to kind of just squeeze in a couple extra games early on.
I'm sure you had some twinges and aches and pains when you go out and pitch. Was there ever something where you knew, you're like, all right, I better not try to push through it at times? Brash said, hey, it was bugging him, so he went out there, and then all of a sudden they realized, all right, if I push it any further, it's going to develop into something significant.
Right.
So is this something where Brash is going to kind of have to tell him, like, yeah, I feel good, or no, it's still something that I might be a little cautious about?
Yeah, he might be cautious about it, and I think that's when it comes to that oblique area and how you rotate, like we were talking off air, there's one thing playing catch, there's one thing going out there and pushing yourself to 95, 98%, but sometimes it's hard to replicate that 100% when you're, practicing until you get in the game. Then you realize, kind of where you're at when that adrenaline's going and you're leaving it all out on the field. So I think it's going to be pretty important for Brash to be as transparent as he can with the coaching staff and the training staff to say, hey, no, it's not right yet. I want to get this right. And you may not know that, or maybe you feel good in catch, but kind of internally kind of where it's at and how you're moving. So they'll be able to see it, and, you can watch him throw, you can watch his delivery, you can watch how he's going about his business to kind of make your external evaluation, but it's going to be on Brash to tell everyone how he's really feeling, and then they'll make the right call to keep him healthy.
And then I guess I'll make the parallel to another guy that we hope to see, but we just don't know yet, Brendan Donovan, who has been on the IL, and he has missed significant time with a left groin strain. And then he had a little bit of a right groin issue earlier in the year that caused him to miss some games. He had the sports hernia last year, so all of that kind of building on itself. And this is a situation that also, I was kind of trying to get your input on it. What happens here? It's not something that's ever going to truly fix itself, and especially the way that Brendan Donovan plays at a position that requires a lot of lateral movement, a lot of hard stop and start, and a lot of torque and wear and tear down there around that area.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon, as I told you as well. It is something that happens when you do have a hernia surgery, that when you come back and you finally are healed, that these other muscles maybe are taking over in terms of taking the load. And it's not uncommon to have this groin area, hamstring type injury after a surgery like that. So, and you've heard Donovan mention that it may be related to this offseason surgery. And I think same thing. It's going to be kind of touch and go of how he's feeling to make sure that you're at a place where you can go out there and perform at 100% level. And if there is any sort of hesitation, then yeah, we want to get this right, because you've seen already, even this short amount of appearances, Brendan Donovan is going to be a huge part of this team and a huge part of this lineup when he's playing up to his ability. So another guy that's going to be interesting to see how that feels, how he feels. But it's early on in the season. You don't want to risk anything bad happening where you have an even longer extended absence. So it's going to be very important for everyone to kind of get on the same page and make sure that we're going to come up with the best game plan to get you healthy.
Fascinated to see if he is in the lineup. The lineup will be out a little bit later this afternoon before game one of the series between the Mariners and the Royals. We'll mention a few things that you need to know about that game and some minor league performances that are drawing interest around the Mariners organization. All that and much more coming up. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Windows are a home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today to carsforkids.org. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS. Donation is super easy and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the event eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision doctors have performed over 150,000 procedures and followed the outcomes. They have the experience to know when it's your right time for RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consult today at K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Mariners and Royals tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall tire dressing. Plus, get 4 times O-Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Mariners are back at home. They begin a 6-game homestand tonight, first of 3 against the Royals. 5:30 pregame coverage begins here on Seattle Sports. I believe one of us here will be with you all through the night. Postgame coverage tonight.
Let's go. Start your day and your day with me.
24-hour day for you, huh?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. No. It's going to feel like it probably.
No, it's all worth it.
Wrapping up at 11 o'clock. You're here at
it's not work.
6 a.m.
It's not work when you love it.
That's just talking baseball. You know? That's awesome.
It's the best.
So tune in to Postgame for Charlie Furbush and Shannon Dreyer and some friends. We'll see who else.
We'll talk about the Mariners win tonight. Right?
Over the Royals.
It's
a great pitching matchup. I mean, it's a very exciting pitching matchup. Brian Wu and Cole Reagans on the mound for the Mariners and the Royals. Now, Reagans, he had that brilliant 2024 season, finished 4th in the Cy Young, he's an all-star. Hasn't exactly looked like that at times this season, but he is coming off his best start of the season. 6 innings against the Angels last Saturday, allowed just 1 run and struck out 11. Now, Charlie, a guy that we're going to talk about at 8 o'clock, and someone that you have been really excited about since the second they drafted him, Kade Anderson, will also make his 5th start of his pro career. He's going to start for Arkansas later today. And because of the way the minors kind of stack up, that you're going every 6 days and they have that set off day on Monday, it's just that every Friday Anderson is pitching. Feels like college again, I imagine, for him. Friday night starter, all right, you're going to pitch every Friday night in minors right now. So every Friday pretty much has been Kade Anderson day. You get the random Saturday in there as well. But for the most part, it's been a Friday or a Saturday for Anderson. 4:35 first pitch in his 5th pro start. Have you seen his stat line?
Yes.
I'll rattle it off again for those who haven't. 4 starts so far, 18 2/3 innings, a .48 ERA. 0.48 ERA, 30 strikeouts, and 4 walks. And he's facing a Wichita team that he struck out 11 times a couple weeks ago when he faced them.
Yeah, he's dominant, and it wouldn't be surprised to see him in Tacoma soon, if not in Seattle.
So it's going to be exciting. That's just, it's kind of the side viewing. You know, you got the Mariners game going on, but Anderson pitching as well later tonight. So a couple things to watch out for.
You want a little perspective on that?
Sure,
so,
absolutely.
Logan Gilbert had a sub-1 ERA through his first 4 starts, and George Kirby had a sub-1 ERA through his first 4 starts, like pro starts. That was low A West Virginia, a team that doesn't exist anymore, and short season Everett back when they were short season. Like, Kade Anderson's doing this in double A.
Yeah. So no more West Virginia power?
No, they've been gone for a bit.
Wow.
Well, they're not.
Sad.
They're at least not an affiliated team.
Okay.
The point of that being, Kade Anderson doing what he's doing in double A is nuts.
Do you like how the point of that was not what I thought, but yeah. It's like, well, West Virginia's gone. No, very, very impressive put it in that context. So, yes, every Kade Anderson start is must watch or must follow along, and he starts again tonight.
Yeah, that's why they drafted him. He's the most polished college player and a guy that I think will be in Seattle before you know it, and everyone's going to get to see him up close in person do some really dominant stuff.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, Charlie, well, this Royals team comes in having lost 2 of 3 to the A's. I guess you have to call one of the best teams in the American League right now because they're one of only 3 teams in the American League, Yankees, Blue Jays, A's, who are above 5, or not A's, or Blue Jays. It's Yankees, Rays, A's. Felt weird saying Rays and A's, so I just threw the Blue Jays in randomly. But no, it's the Yankees, the Rays, and the A's who are the only teams above 500 in the American League. We went down the Barry Bonds rabbit hole because of this man, Nick Kurtz. He's been walked in 19 straight games. It's the 3rd longest streak of all time, tying Ted Williams. Barry Bonds only has the 2nd, somehow. Only has the 2nd longest streak of all time, 20 straight. And then some guy named Roy Columbine has the longest walk streak, 22 straight games back in 1947. We saw this A's team a couple weeks ago. What do you make of what you've seen so far?
It's early. I think they've played some pretty good baseball. You know their offense is going to be strong, but I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to survive the summer down in Sacramento, especially from the pitching side. It's going to be a tough place to pitch, and we'll see if that staff can hold it down. So definitely something we knew going into it, but again, I think the Mariners still have the upper hand here in the AL West.
2004, Barry Bonds walked 232 times.
Yeah, but 120 of those were intentional.
Yeah.
Like, how about that? Unbelievable.
Staggering numbers.
Yeah.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, this is a big NBA show, frequent topic of discourse on these airwaves, especially when Salk is here. What did you say, Maura? Salk does not know the NBA exists? Or refuses to acknowledge it exists?
He accused Lyle and I of making up SGA a couple years ago.
Wait, the player or the nickname?
That's not a real person.
Oh.
You guys just made that up. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Did he not think the name existed?
When Bam Adebayo had the 80-plus point game this year, he's like, I don't know who that is.
Dude, SGA literally won the MVP. Salk, like you're making that up. I don't know who that is. I'll bet you because you're talking about Game 7 that's about to go down with the Knicks and the Sixers, right?
Sixers and Celtics.
Sixers and Celtics. My bad. I wonder if Salk knows who Joel Embiid is.
I wonder if Salk knows the Celtics are in the playoffs. Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay. We've settled that. Let's see if he'll call in. I don't think so.
But if you want to know about anything hockey, from 12-year-olds to senior citizens, Salk is obsessed with hockey right now. He'll break it down for you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, hockey playoffs, rightfully so. Other levels of hockey, I don't know. I don't have that interest yet. But no, there were a lot of NBA things happening last night. And a lot of you probably thinking about the Knicks, who last night had a historic win over the Hawks. They led by 47 at halftime in Atlanta, and then beat them 140-89. The Knicks win the series over the Hawks. UW alum Jaden McDaniels dropped 32 and 10. Timberwolves win a pretty heated series over the Nuggets. There's a little rivalry shaking up there. And then the Sixers beat the Celtics. Sorry, Charlie, you made sure to bring that one up. Game 7 coming up in, a couple days between those two. And then in the NHL, 3 Game 6s in the NHL tonight, including the Bruins. Laura's going to be locked into that one. Bruins, Sabres, and then Lightning, Canadiens, Game 6 as well.
Okay.
Are you a hockey guy? Playoff hockey? No?
Yeah.
It's intense.
I I would say grew up a Bruins fan in the Northeast. So
okay, they play today at 4:30.
Thank you. And I grew up playing pond hockey as a kid, so was out there trying to skate around. But yeah, it was fun. I always liked hockey, and now playoff hockey is just something I always tune into.
That's such a Maine thing.
Yeah,
Maine and Minnesota.
That's right.
Kind of envious of that, but I don't like the cold. But if you just have frozen ice, I imagine it's quite fun.
Yeah, it's you're easily accessible, right? Sharpen up the blades there and hop on the ice and go have some fun with your friends, man.
Wow, what a time. What a childhood.
Exactly.
All right. That's everything you need to know. Yeah, we got some NBA talk in there. And then, of course, when you mention other sports, people feel like you're slighting every other sport because someone wanted some Everett love and then someone wanted some Sounders discussion. Speaking of things that don't exist. I mean, come on.
Let me amend my NBA statement, by the way. I said, would Salk know who Joel Embiid is? I bet you he knows who that is. There's no way he knows who like Kat and Brunson and Tyrese Maxey are. No chance.
You should just throw all the initials or all the 3-letter nicknames at him. That could be a good segment. See how many he knows.
See if he knows.
If he knows. Oh, make up some like Kat, SGA, and then like LGS or something. I don't know.
LBJ is another you can use for LeBron.
Right. So do those for real ones and then throw in some fake ones and see if he knows the fake and the real. All right. There you go. I'm producing the show as well, Maura. You're welcome. Now, that is everything you need to know. Charlie and I will come back and kind of dive into some of the looming questions for this Mariners team. That's coming up next. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
They needed a cornerback. We talked about that going into the draft. They drafted 3 of them. Bud Clark, he told us, hey, I can play nickel, I can play corner, I can play safety. The same thing with Julian Neal, too. I mean, he's 6'2", 200. As far as giving out a grade, I don't know. What would you say, B+?
If you're going on addressing needs, I'd give him an A.
Yeah.
Now, are these guys all going to pan out? No. I hope those top 3 picks are going to be impact guys.
Only on Seattle Sports.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub. Time to celebrate spring and warmer days ahead. Get ready by adding a hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. For nearly 50 years, Olympic has been offering products to help people live better. During our Soak, Sauna, and Swim event, find your perfect wellness solution and save thousands through May 10th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. We're rolling. I think we've got some momentum on something here. We already had some good Wordle engagement from the text line, 866-979-3776. One person said they've Wordled for the first time in a while and got it in like an annoyingly 3. Someone got it in 2. Charlie is still maybe kind of attempting. He's, clacking away at letters, trying to see if he can get it done by the end of the show.
Is it always a 5
It's
letter,
yeah.
letter answer?
It's always 5-letter answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're off to a good start. Well,
Lefko. Would Lefko be an answer?
Names don't work. I've tried Brock one time because I had like an R and an O. They didn't take Brock. But no, Maura and Lyle, I think we have the makings of something here. One texter, which, by the way, in the afternoon, those texters are dumb. You guys get smarter texters. It's Friday. I'm just getting them. I'm getting them riled up for later. Mean texts happen on Wyman and Bob at 5:15 this afternoon. So I'm getting you riled up for that. But
this isn't far off from how Salk talks to our listeners.
It's true. Do you remember when Brady Henderson and I were in here and we took calls and they were like, "Oh, these two are so nice." Oh no, it was Brock and I. They're like, "Oh, these two are so nice to the callers." Salk usually berates the callers. Yeah, all right.
No, he literally put one on last week. It's like, this is so dumb. I don't even know why I'm taking this call. This is the stupidest idea ever. And just, the whole time.
Okay, but do you
told him he had the dumbest idea on the world. I think Wyman texted him later and told him how it was the funniest thing he'd heard in a long time.
See, we usually do that jokingly, but I think Salk was serious.
Yeah. Well, the caller wanted to trade for Breece Hall, Which I will say doesn't make a lot of sense since you weren't willing to pay Ken Walker that money to get a running back that costs the same.
I mean, I've heard worse ideas. So
Yeah, to say it's the dumbest idea ever
Right.
might be a little bit tough.
I do think we have a good one here, though. So 206 texted in, building off that idea of the initials, you need to do a game, or Mora, you quiz Lyle and Salk, athlete or president, because they're both very deficient in those aspects.
No, you know what? Lyle, he stunned us with some of the things that he doesn't know, but we had him go through the presidents one day, and he surprised us. He knew quite a few presidents.
Really?
Yes.
Lyle, you know presidents.
I guess.
Out of the knowledge that stuck, out of like the two
And he
things
did
that
them in
stuck.
somewhat of an order, too. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So you would dominate that game. So their idea was, Cat or LBJ, but then you work in like FDR, maybe another LBJ, things of that nature, MVB.
Sure, I mean, I can get the names.
No, but by initials. Like
Yeah,
it'd be
I
the
could
same
probably-
thing.
I could
So
probably-
you ask Salk, Cat. He'd have to identify that person.
Sure.
And then Mora's asking Lyle to name a president by the initials.
Like FDR is what you said?
Well, that one's obvious. No, like MVB.
I'm out.
Oh, Martin Van Buren. Come on, the Van Buren boys from Seinfeld. No, okay. See, that's why it'd be a good
Actually,
game.
I should know that because my family loves Seinfeld.
Yeah, all right. So we have a good game here. Thank you, 206. And now more Wordle answers are rolling in. No, everyone got this in 3. I'm annoyed by this. You try it, Charlie. I'm curious. Maura, when you get yours, let me know. Everyone seems to have gotten in 3 today. And I
Okay.
got in 4.
Okay.
So while that's out there, keep sending them in and get me more and more.
Do you guess a vowel
irritated.
first usually?
Depends. What strategy you want to use?
I'm asking you.
Well, every word has a vowel in it, so yeah, go with
Is
the
that
vowel.
the first guess though? Usually.
I mean, any word you pick will have to have a vowel in it.
I know, but I'm asking you. Traditionally, when you put your first letter in.
Oh, like starting with a vowel?
I try to put
No.
a couple just so that I,
don't
know what
start
I'm
with a
working
vowel.
with.
Okay.
Like I start with an S or a P or a T. Yeah.
Cool.
Usually throw an A in there, sometimes an E.
There you go.
Okay.
Sounds like you just spelled a word for me. Thank you. I'll just do that.
Try that. See if it works. Okay. So for the Mariners, there are a few things that are kind of looming, and getting back to the kind of the start of the show, we talked about things you know and things you might not know yet with this team. I think the big looming question, and it's a good problem to have, but it's become kind of crystallized over these last few starts when Luis Castillo's been struggling, is what happens when Bryce Miller returns. Where does he automatically come back into the rotation? Are these 5 the 5 that you have right now? And Castillo's, you roll with him. You're still going to stick with Emerson Hancock. If Bryce Miller's back in the rotation, obviously, maybe 1 to even potentially 2 guys are out, depending on another topic we're going to get to and the potential use of Kade Anderson. But when Bryce Miller comes back, just immediately, top of your head, what do you think happens with that rotation?
Yeah, I don't foresee a 6-man rotation right now.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as that may make sense just to keep everyone a starter, I actually think that maybe going to a 5, keep it a 5-man and having Castillo go to the bullpen, I think would probably be the most likely scenario. And by moving him to the bullpen and the long man, maybe you see an uptick in stuff, but you also know that if anything were to happen, you still have a very experienced veteran starting pitcher you can plug back in. So I think they'll do everything they can to try and get Castillo on the right page, but it's certainly, like you said, a good problem to have. I think starting rotation depth is always valuable to teams. So we'll see when it ends up happening. And if there is a move to be made, maybe they go down that path and do something with the team. But at this point, I think moving him to the bullpen and, keeping it a 5-man rotation as opposed to 6 and losing another guy in the bullpen, I think that's the better play right now. And at this point, you kind of have to go, what have you done for me lately? And look at the stats and know that currently what we're seeing out of Bryce Miller, his stuff, I think is going to play better at the big league level than what Castillo has been putting out there. Doesn't mean he can't, right the ship, but I think you got to play the hot hand.
And then along those lines as well, we hope Brash will be fine. But if it's something that all of a sudden, maybe doesn't pitch tonight, and maybe it's a recurring thing that it's a twinge here, it's an issue here and there, and he's not necessarily available every single game, how do you feel about the high leverage arms in the bullpen right now? We've seen Jose Ferrer emerge a little bit. Andres Munoz seems like he's found himself. Gabe Spire, maybe a little uncertain right now. So, with Brash, with what he's dealing with a side issue, how do you feel about the high leverage arms in the bullpen?
I still feel very confident in the bullpen, and I think, a lot of it stems back from the rotation performance and how the bullpen is being used. And if the starters continue to, go deep in the game, it allows Dan to manage the game a little bit better and put the relievers in a more predictable situation, if you will. So the injury that Matt Brash is going through ideally isn't long term, but we'll see how he feels today. We'll see what ends up happening, and that's where, when you look at the bullpen, maybe there are more holes you can poke in it, but like any bullpen, it is going to be kind of the most volatile place on your team. So trying to figure out that recipe and the right group of guys that are going to be able to get it done night in and night out and not feel like they're being taxed and challenged too much will always be something the team needs to figure out. But, I think that's where, if Brash is out, then, yeah, maybe you bring up other conversations or other ways to get to Munoz and other ways to, add in a guy like Brash. So maybe there's a guy out there that we don't know about that the Mariners are thinking about and saying, hey, maybe this is the time that we acquire him to bridge that gap and, let's get Matt Brash right. And so when he comes back, the bullpen's even better. So there's a lot of moves, I think, that you'll still continue to see throughout this year, and the bullpen's going to be a big part of it. But I'm really confident in, what I've seen out of Ferrer. I still am very confident in what I've seen out of Spire. I think, yeah, you could say it's a little shaky, but this guy's a strike thrower. He goes out and attacks and, really, continuing to build off of what has been, a good couple last seasons. And Munoz, I think there was the tough start, but he's coming into his own. He's looking like the Munoz we've always seen. So I continue to have all this confidence in the bullpen they can get it done. I think that does take a step back with Brash being hurt, but, it's now on everyone else to step up and get it done.
I do like that Ferrer kind of feels like we're seeing the version of what they expected. They were so high on him, traded away one of your top prospects to bring him in. His ability to bounce back after going 2 innings against the Cardinals and come back the next day, get that save. There's something to be said for having a guy go out there in the 9th and get that save or lock down a close win, right? I mean, I know he was used to that with the Nationals. He doesn't need to be in that role, but the fact that you don't have to have Munoz every single time because, hey, if you play 3 close games in a row, he's not going to be available like he was in that Cardinals finale. So I think hopefully you gain a lot of experience and trust in what Jose Ferrer can do if you need him in a must-have kind of moment.
100%. And I know you don't know this, Lefko, but the last 3 outs are hard to get. So, and they're typically for a closer, but I know from my, small experience trying to close, it does have a different experience, a different feeling. And if you can rely on other guys to come in and get it done in those situations, it just gives you that much more confidence as a team, knowing that it doesn't matter who's in the 9th, we still have a chance to win. And I think that's what you've been, kind of seen out of Ferrer lately is this guy throws heat, man, 98 pretty regularly. And I think when he's on, it looks pretty nasty. So just a great weapon to call on. And like I always said, as we went into the season, once they acquired him, I thought this was going to be just a great addition to the bullpen and not have Gabe Spire being the only lefty down there. So another guy you can rely on in getting guys out in various situations. So, yeah, he's going to be a huge part of this bullpen. And I think, seeing the success and the save that he got and that back-to-back appearance was just like a really awesome, gutsy appearance. And everyone on the team knows, like, you're doing everything you can to win this game. And it kind of echoes in that clubhouse what you're doing on the field, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
Now, the kind of intriguing question, and these are not bad questions. These are just, hey, you have options, and it can get even better. And it's something that has become, that issue, not issue. It's become the topic that's kind of bubbling beneath the surface, especially with Brendan Donovan dealing with some injuries, is the Colt Emerson question. And when he signed that contract, I think the question didn't become, was it going to be this year he comes up? It's, all right, when this year are they going to bring him up? All the way back at the end of February, Buster Olney threw out the date of May 15th to Bump and Stacy. I don't know why May 15th, but that date was kind of looming in my mind because here we are in May. So we would be 2 weeks away from Buster Olney's projection of Colt Emerson being on the team on May 15th. Do you still think that happened? Do you think Buster Olney, his reasoning for May 15th, do you think that is an appropriate timetable, or would it be rushing Colt Emerson up at this point?
It's a good question.
Because third base, you don't have that stable option right now. If Donovan's going to be, kind of in and out. If Donovan was there playing every day, I would say, look, you don't have to rush it. But you're kind of alternating between Leo Rivas and Will Wilson. We saw have a couple games there. And now maybe Donovan's back. We don't know. We'll find out today. But with that kind of a little bit of a revolving door, do you kind of lean toward getting some stability up there at third?
I think you do at some point, and you didn't sign him to play in Tacoma the rest of his career. So at some point or another, I think you'll have to call him up. May 15th, we'll see. His birthday is July 20th. He turns 21 on July 20th. So I would imagine that before his birthday, they're going to call him up. That's my prediction.
Okay.
And when you talk about stability in the lineup and maybe him being an everyday contributor, I just feel like, a couple things. One, he had this wrist injury that he's been dealing with, so making sure that if you're going to bring him up, he's healthy, right, and making sure that everything's good with him. And secondly, I think making sure that he's in a good place mentally and physically throughout the season. So as you've seen hitters kind of go through slumps and whatnot, and kind of want to bring him up when he's on the up and up, when his bat's heating up and everything's going well, so that when he comes up, he doesn't feel like he's trying to find his footing or trying to find his timing, like it's already all there. It's a matter of days at this point, right? Where before you see him in this lineup, and I think he's going to actually be a force. It's going to be, inject some real big feelings into this lineup, and I think that he has the talent to be a guy and a force throughout this league and hopefully have a long, successful major league career.
All right, plenty more baseball conversation coming up with Charlie, but it's 7:45. It's time to talk some football with our guy, Michael Bumpus. Time for Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Ewart tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, we got Bump in today for Blue 88. And Bump, before we get to the football questions, I don't know if you know, but Charlie is a big golf guy. And Charlie, I don't know if you know what Bump accomplished recently. Bump, do you want to brag about your accomplishment?
One, it doesn't surprise me that Charlie's a golf guy. Most baseball dudes are golf guys, right? They just understand the swing a lot better than us football players. But no, I got my first hole in one, man. It's mounted.
Let's go.
And it was great. It was only a little 100-yard par 3, but I still got one.
Let's go. What club did you hit?
A little 60 degree.
Let's go. I love it, man. That's so funny because a couple weeks ago, I went down to Bandon Dunes on my annual golf trip, and I actually, you're right, I'm a big golf guy. I've never seen a hole-in-one, and I got to see my first hole-in-one a couple weeks ago. So there must be something going on, Bumpus. So congrats to you. Congrats to my buddy C-Dub. Oh, what a treat. Hole-in-ones are going around right now.
Yeah,
that means you're close.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Coming.
I knew you two would bond over the golf talk. We could have another segment with that later on. But, Bump, we got to get to the football questions. I know you guys are going to get some eyes on the Seahawks rookies today and this weekend. Who are you most excited to see at rookie minicamp?
Well, we get to interview Bud Clark today.
Nice.
Want to see him. Obviously, Jadarian Price. But it's weird, Lefko, because, with all the great rookies that these guys pick up, Julian Neal, you got Dansby, 7th round. I think he's going to be a nice pick as well. I'm really looking at Bo Stevens. I want to see what he brings to this competition. This guy was an All-American. He was all Big Ten. We know that every year, John Schneider tries to add to this offensive line. He tries to make them better. And it's kind of weird because when you talk about the offensive line the past few seasons, people act as if these dudes ain't been swinging. They've been trying to find their top 5, and they might have found it. I mean, even last year, Anthony Bradford did a good job. I understand that there are times where he didn't perform at the highest level, but when you watch the film, my man got better as the year went by. Obviously, Bo Stevens is here to challenge him at that guard spot. He's played the right guard. He's played the left guard. We know the left guard's on lock for the next 8 years, hopefully. But no, I'm going to be in the trenches, man, with all the talent that we got, with the top 3 picks and everything in between. Henderson is going to be a good special teams guy, possibly a good receiver as well. I'm going to spend a lot of time with the big boys and see what that competition looks like on that offensive line.
Bump, I think we've been talking about this as well. The fact they traded up for him. that kind of makes you excited, right? Too, when you talk about Stevens, the fact that they realize, all right, we got to go get this guy. Don't have a lot of picks. We got more. But the fact they traded up to go get him, that signals something to me about how they feel about this guy moving forward.
Man, I guarantee you they're sitting in that room and saying to themselves, I can't believe he's still here. I just can't believe. So, yeah, that shows you just how eager they are to add competition to that room. Now, if Bo does not win the starting job, to me, that's a good thing. It's a win-win.
Right.
Like, if he wins the starting job, cool, you found your guy. If he doesn't, cool, that means Anthony Bradford has taken another step. So I really like what they're doing with this offensive line. I think they got their 5, possibly 6 or 7 in rotation. So, yeah, I'm spending time with 300-pounders today.
All right, number 2. Hey, Bump, Mora pointed this out in an article that Jeremy Fowler had after the draft. He talked to scouts and coaches, and in it he had this line about the Seahawks that really jumped out to us. Jadarian Price won't have to be a bell cow right away. The Seahawks also hope to utilize dual-threat quarterback Jalen Milroe. Like, okay, we'd kind of forgotten about Jalen Milroe. What do you think this means for how the Seahawks want to try to use Jalen Milroe this year?
Yeah, it means that he's done enough. If this is true, I'm sure he has great sources, but it means that he's done enough during the season and off season to where they trust him. Because remember when we saw him last year, came in, fumbled the football, never saw him again. It was just they tried to experiment with him. But this just makes the offense even more dynamic. You never really want to have like a 2-quarterback system, which you're not going to have. Sam Darnold is the guy. And you never want to feel like you're forcing a player in or forcing him the football. But if they feel like he's capable of coming in and giving you, 5 to 6 plays a game, to me that's exciting because now you have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You have a dual threat who can change the game a bit. And then you just drafted your number one, hopefully your number one running back who doesn't need to touch the ball every down. You still got George Alani, you still got Kenny McIntosh, you still got Emmanuel Wilson back there. I'm interested to see just how they use all these guys because they're all different. When you talk about the 3 running backs who are back there, 4 now if you throw in Price, and then with Milroe, it just allows you to open up another chapter, another page in your playbook that you just didn't have last year. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Sam Darnold, right? He's going to play 98% of the snaps. He's going to be your guy. Fleury has to find ways to make him comfortable. But the more weapons you give an offensive coordinator, the more creative they can be. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping everybody gets touches. I want AJ to get more touches, man. I want Torrey Horton to get more touches. The more you can spread the football around, the more dynamic you are, the more pressure you put on defenses. So I like hearing some of these names, or a name in Milroe that we didn't really see last year.
All right, number 3. Bump, edge kind of loomed. Is that, all right, maybe they could have shored up behind all the good pieces they have already. Some edge guys went off the board in the 2nd and 3rd round before the Seahawks got to pick. What does them not selecting an edge rusher tell you about how they feel about this current group? And is there anything else that they might have to do still to shore up that position?
I think they feel good about the group. I think they feel they're going to get a deal done with Uchenna. I think they feel D-Law's possibly going to be back for another year. I think that they feel Mike Morris can develop into something. But I also think they're looking at a veteran sitting at home that they feel they can grab off the couch and come get it. You got guys like Dante Fowler has been linked to the Seahawks as of late, a 10-year veteran, very stout football player, not as quick as he used to be, but after watching him on film, he's where he's supposed to be. His hands are good. He understands leverage. I mean, you got Joey Boats out there. How crazy would that be? I don't think that's going to happen. But you got Hassan Reddick. Like, there are some names out there, guys who are, early 30s, late 20s, who are just waiting. You're waiting until that June date to make a move, and you're waiting to see what happens in training camp. So that tells me that the guy or a guy or two that they wanted was probably off the board, so they have to shift a bit. But they're confident in their room, and they're confident that they'll be able to attract some veterans over here to Seattle. Why wouldn't a veteran want to come play for this defense? Seeing what Mike McDonald has done with his personnel, with his scheme, you just won a Super Bowl. I'm excited for whoever they bring over here because Mike knows who he is and what he wants at this point. I was telling Stacey the other day, it was unfortunate to see Reek and Kobe and Boye and K9 go, but the guys that he brought in, and Neil and Bud Clark and everyone else, these are his guys. Those were Pete Carroll guys. And, they were his guys, too. He took over and maximized them. I'm not saying that he didn't appreciate who they were. But if you look across his defense, moves have been made. Like, this is probably the most complete Mike Macdonald defense that we're going to see because those are his picks. So, I think they feel good about what they have in that edge room. I think they feel good about how they're going to use those guys. But I also feel like there is a 29, 30, 31-year-old that they're going to grab and insert and not have or not expect him to play every single down.
All right, that is Blue 88 or Bump 88, as one texter just texted in. Charlie had some questions, I think. Did you have anything for Bump? We'll wait, Charlie. Next time, you can ask all your golf questions next time for Bump.
I mean, I can ask a question.
Well, we don't have any time. I'm sorry, I stole it all.
All right,
Charlie was ready to go. I was like, hey, we don't need you to do this. He's like, oh, I was typing up some questions, so I felt bad. But next time we'll get a longer segment. We'll get some football talk with you and Bump, some golf talk and all that. But Bump, we'll let you go. Appreciate it, and have a great show out there from the VMAC today.
All right, fellas, take care.
All right, Michael Bumpus there, the hole-in-one master, and the man who joins us on Blue 88. I didn't know if he was going to be jealous when he said he played at Bandon. So.
Oh,
yeah.
It is a magical place down there.
That's what I've heard. I think he's played down there as well.
That's right.
Everyone just raves. I knew I'd get the golf crosstalk going. So we worked in on that. I would love, I wouldn't be part of it. I would love a U2 golf segment.
Ooh.
Maybe that's like a YouTube short that you guys do. New series.
The Bump and Bush golf segment?
The Bump and Bush golf segment.
Let's go.
Sure. All right. And you have to do it from like deep in the rough.
That's fine.
All right. There you go.
It's okay. I can hack it out of there.
All right. You know what I was thinking about too? We were talking about third base, and it got me thinking about Will Wilson. I don't know why. Because of his name. It's like Will Wilson. His parents, they must have had some fun with that. That would be like Furbush or something like that.
Yeah. Can I give a quick shout out, golf related?
Sure.
Yeah. Do we have a quick second?
We got like 10 seconds. Yeah.
All right, I'll do it later.
Okay, we'll do it later. All right. We'll come back and talk about golf and also Kade Anderson that we have mentioned because he's pitching again today. So we'll break down Anderson's start in AA so far and what it means for the Mariners in the near future here. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at seattlesports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike Macdonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at seattlesports.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped Good RX and saw the light.
She can get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Happy Friday. Happy first day of May. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. G. Scott's joining us at 8:30. He's already very excited. We ran into him out there. We were all getting coffee, and G was there. He got way too excited about, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I have a bad feeling, Maura, because you know what he likes to talk about. So he's going to be here at 8:30. Gary Hill will join us at 9:30. We're talking a lot of baseball, obviously. We have Charlie Furbush in here because you know a lot about baseball and about the Mariners, having pitched there throughout your pro career. So when you look at another young lefty coming up here, a guy who, by the way, I'll always remember this because, Charlie, we were doing a show the day after the MLB draft when the Mariners picked Kade Anderson, and you said way back last summer that you thought he can make an impact this upcoming MLB season. And that was last summer, July of 2025 or June of 2025. No, July 2025 when the draft is. And you were like, oh, he's going to pitch for them next year. It's like, what? Like that fast? Okay, like I know he's ready. He's gone through college. He's got an experienced arm. But next summer? And now all of a sudden, it looks like, yeah, this is going to happen. I mean, you have been on this from the start about Kade Anderson.
Yeah, and rightfully so, man. This guy's incredible. And I have heard about him for a long time, and getting to see him pitch for LSU in the College World Series and everything he did there, and the fact that the Mariners were able to sneak in that draft position and take him, I think it's just a perfect situation for Kade to fall to the Mariners and really excel in his career as a pitcher. The Mariners have done such a good job with pitchers and getting pitchers and finding pitchers and putting them on the right plan to be successful. So I saw it from a long time ago, Levko, and I was pretty certain that, it happens, right? When you see a player of this caliber that's able to do what Kade Anderson has already shown he can do, the ceiling is so high, and it's just one of those things where at some point or another, the competition isn't, worthy. You're clearly dominating enough, and you need to go to the next level. So that's why I think you're going to see Kade Anderson a lot sooner than you think, because I do think he's that good and can help this ball club, right? And I think that's what's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out, and how the rotation plays out, and what happens. But it is such a great thing to have in your back pocket is Kade Anderson, and I think that he's going to be here sooner than you think.
Yeah, the Mariners certainly had a plan for this sketched out well in advance, so they know exactly how they want to bring him along, when they want to deploy him up with their roster, and how they can utilize him. But in the mind of Jeff Passan, I mean, that could be today. It's not going to happen today, but here's what he told these guys yesterday about Kade Anderson. Essentially, nothing left to accomplish down at AA.
It's obvious at this point that he is done with AA. Like, he's either ready to be promoted, or frankly, I think Kade Anderson's big league ready right now. And I don't think the Mariners are going to pull the trigger on that quite yet. But I do wonder how they are going to use him. And the closest facsimile I can think that would be effective and would be helpful is David Price in 2008 with the Tampa Bay Rays. Number one overall pick, came up and pitched in sort of a multi-inning fireman role and was awesome down the stretch. And, he was not scared in the postseason.
So let's play this out. So whenever Kade Anderson does come up, I think everyone saw what Trey Savage did last year. It's like, yeah, you can make an immediate impact coming up in a summer and then after you were drafted and really help a team. The Mariners are in much better pitching shape than the Blue Jays, so they don't need Anderson to just pop right into the rotation. But going off of what Passan said there, let's just kind of sketch it out. With the arms the Mariners have already, assuming one person already has to move in some form, whether it's Hancock or Castillo or Miller somewhere, where does Anderson fit into all of this? How can you see the Mariners using him when he does arrive?
Well, that's the, greatest question of the day, right?
I know. I want an answer. That's why I asked.
I know.
You. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, it's a tough one. It's an unknown at this point.
It is an unknown. But I think when you look at the ceiling and the potential of Kade Anderson, it's as high as anyone in that rotation. So that's where, the performance we've seen so far has been absolutely outstanding. Like Passan said, in AA, he's been lighting it up, and I think he'll be in Tacoma soon, if not Seattle. But that does bring in a great question of, well, where does this roster go if he's going to be in rotation at some point this year? I think that would be a great addition to have a left-handed starter in the rotation. But where do the other people fall? Are there moves made? Is there someone that's traded? Is there someone that's now a bullpen guy? And I think it's just one of the challenges the Mariners are going to have to navigate is, at what point do we bring him up, and at what point are we going to, let him be in the rotation? So, like Passan mentioned, Price going into Tampa and being a force out of that bullpen and in the playoffs, that's great. And I think that's something the Mariners can maybe always rely on and see how the season plays out for Kade. But, given if there's any sort of regression in performance or hopefully no injuries, that you have a guy that you can plug and play immediately. So if something were to happen, I mean, what a nice treat to be like, oh, well, we have a guy that arguably is better than the current guy in the rotation. I think the ceiling is as high as that, but we'll see how it all plays out.
I'd like to see, and I think this is putting himself in the best position to succeed. You'd have to have him start, and maybe it's just a piggyback role, or he's going to go 3 innings, and then maybe someone like Castillo or a Miller or Hancock come in after that. But I don't know if you have Kade Anderson start at the major league level when he's not the actual one starting the game. He has been so dominant in AA. I just think back to the one time we've seen him struggle in his pro career. It was during that spring breakout game when the Mariners played the Brewers. He was not the first pitcher up.
Right.
And these starters, so finicky and so precise with their routine, Ryan Sloan got the start in that game. Anderson came on next. So when you're coming on an indeterminate amount of time, you don't know exactly when, I'm sure your routine gets altered. And in that game, we went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 4 in one game. And yeah, you're playing some talented prospects, guys that are in the majors right now for the Brewers, so a little bit better caliber hitters than some of the guys you're facing. But 4 walks in that game. He's only walked 4 guys total in 18 and 2/3 innings across his pro career at Double-A. I think it seems like Anderson at this point, and he's going to be a starter, so don't mess with it. If you do bring him up, I hope it's not, okay, he's coming in like the 4th and pitching 3 innings. Maybe it's the other way around. Anderson comes in, gives you 3 to 4 innings, and then you bring in someone like Hancock or Castillo.
Yeah, I mean, and I think from the bring him into the bullpen, you always wonder about, is your stuff going to play up? Like you go to the bullpen and then suddenly you throw a little harder because you don't have to throw as many pitches. Like we saw that with Hancock last year. You've seen that with a variety of guys that make that transition from the rotation to the bullpen. But I look at Anderson and I'm not sure if his stuff plays up as much, right? I think he, maybe has a peak fastball and maybe you get an extra tick or 2 out of the bullpen due to adrenaline. But it seems as if he's more suited for giving you that 6-7 dominant innings as opposed to, hey, we'll give you a couple innings mid relief or whatever. So, but yeah, it's going to be fun to see how they, deploy him. And if he continues to dominate, I mean, that's the thing. If you continue to put the pressure on the organization to say, I'm ready, I am ready, they take notice. And if they see what they like to see and all the numbers back up and the mentals, from how he's feeling all line up, then it's like, all right, well, at some point or another, we're better off with him than without him.
And this is pretty relevant because Anderson makes another start tonight, 4:35 first pitch for his 5th his 5th professional start. We'll soon be talking about his major league starts, but his 5th professional start. So we'll continue to monitor that. There are a lot more things you need to know, though, about this current Mariners team at the start of their series against the Royals. We'll get into that and everything else happening around sports. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. It's Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
Tomorrow night at T-Mobile, the Mariners retire Randy's number 51. Live coverage on Seattle Sports during the Mariners pregame show beginning at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Celebrate Mom with Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel's Mother's Day weekend giveaway. You could win one of 100 designer handbags filled with prizes on Saturday, May 9th and Sunday, May 10th. Don't forget to book a stay at the new hotel. It's awesome. Elevate your next getaway by combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Head to snocasino.com for details. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Olympic has the perfect way to celebrate spring. A hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. Through May 10th, you'll save thousands on the perfect wellness solution for your home. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey South Sound, Jermaine Kirst with CS Floors. Come meet me at the grand opening of Pacific Northwest Interiors featuring CS Floors. May 7th in Tacoma. Visit our website for more information, csfloors.net.
Frank Lumber the Door Store has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman speaking to those who have recently been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I spoke with Dr. Meyer, the medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center, and Dr. Meyer said Swedish CyberKnife patients are really satisfied with their experience. They report very few side effects, and they're seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later. To learn more, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate or call 206-320-7187.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, up first, there's got to be some kind of conspiracy going on because there can't be this many people who are getting Wordle in 3. Everyone texting in, yeah, I got Wordle in 3, I got Wordle in 3. Maura just texted our Wordle group chat. What did you get it in, Maura?
Yeah, sorry, 3.
Yeah. Okay. My mom texted, I got Wordle in 3, which I usually don't do. Wow.
Feeling like
a dummy right? Over here in 4. Yeah, it's the same word for everyone.
Okay.
That would be something if it was a different word. So, all right, I got Wordle in 4. Everyone can show off how smart they are, but I guess that's kind of the first thing you need to know. Another thing you need to know is that Seahawks rookie minicamp begins today. Short one, runs through tomorrow, so just a couple of quick days for the rookies. Mike McDonald was asked what he wants the rookies to kind of take away from this experience.
Well, it's multifaceted. I mean, with the guys that we know are going to be here, we definitely want them to. It's an introduction to how we do things here in Seattle, and it's such a great opportunity to see some of the trial guys as well. And we have a pretty good history of to find some of these players. And when you talk about being 70, 90, 105 people deep, like it's going to be needed. Whether we want them to stick with us right now or be in the bullpen, so to speak, where they're one of the first guys we call. So I think of guys like Jamie Sheriff and that are still with us now. So this is a great weekend. He's finally back on the grass. Yeah, there's a lot of things to be fired up for.
Charlie, we talked about this a little bit, but as a rookie, what's important about these first few days of kind of getting the lay of the land? So that's not kind of keeping you off guard, and it's not this thing that's like you're in awe of it when it comes time to perform.
Yeah, it is something you want to take care of early, right? You just want to make sure that you take care of this early so that you can focus on what you need to focus on. And I think that's, paramount as you get things started. So getting things situated internally and making sure that you check all those boxes beforehand, because at the end of the day, athletes, you just want to focus on what you need to get better at and what you need to learn. So you take care of the small stuff, and hopefully the rest of the stuff takes care of itself.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, a few Mariners pitching notes for you. Most importantly, Brian Wu on the mound tonight. Started the series against the Royals. Wu and Reagans. Very intriguing pitching matchup. Two of the best for their respective teams. But Wu's coming off a tough outing, an uncharacteristic one. Gave up 4 home runs, allowed 7 runs, and had his shortest outing since 2024. Is that just a fluky game, a blip? I mean, have you had things like that, and then all of a sudden you wipe it away and get through it?
Oh, yeah. This is a complete blip. This guy's a stud. If there's – and every starter is going to have a clunker of a game. You're not going to be perfect each outing. So that's where, you continue to see amazing things from Wu and his fastball, slider, just everything about the way he pitches and attacks. He just seems so in control, and I continue to be amazed at how he is able to keep his composure in all these moments.
Bryce Miller also made his 3rd rehab start last night in Tacoma. 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, no runs, struck out 4 and walked 2 on 53 pitches. He is working his way back. The kind of initial timeline that Justin Hollander put out there was the full 30 days, so it would be about mid-May before he's back with the Mariners. Some good points have been brought up by a handful of listeners. Why are we assuming Bryce Miller will come back and be the dominant version of himself from 2 years ago? What if he is still the kind of herky-jerky start to the season that he had in 2025 when he dealt with all these injuries? What gives you optimism that we'll see a version of Bryce Miller that is reminiscent of his best self?
That's a really good question, because I think there is maybe a level of concern that maybe, he won't perform up to what we expect him to perform. But I think that when you look at his repertoire and you look at even deeper what kind of actual numbers you're getting from a pitch standpoint, from a pitch shape, from a pitch speed, velocity, everything checks the box and says this is going to play, and this is going to play very well at the big league level. So I am fully confident that he has the tools and ability to go and be a fantastic starting pitcher in this league, but he's got to execute. And I think that's what's you'll see real quick is if he's able to execute on all 3 or 4 of his pitches, he's got quite a few, but you got to at least execute on 3 or 4 of them in order to be successful. So right now I am fully confident that he is going to, step it up and be the Bryce Miller we all know and love. And it's going to be really fun to watch, because I think we all know the ability and potential this guy has.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Well, one thing we haven't really gotten to yet, Charlie, I was going to get your thoughts on this. As a pitcher, we're seeing, again, this rash of injuries around starters in baseball. So Garrett Crochet, he had an issue a couple days ago. Yesterday, the Brewers are now awaiting the MRI from Brandon Woodruff. He had low velocity. He had to be taken out early in his start. That was in the 2nd inning yesterday. He had to be pulled. I know you've kind of touched on this, but is almost a ticking time bomb with these guys, with pitchers, with how they throw, with the force and the absurd rotational. I can't even describe what they're doing to their arms. You look at an elbow of someone like Chris Sale when he's pitching, it's disgusting. That's the only way to put it. So with what they're doing and that torque and the force they put on their arms and shoulders, is it just a matter of time, or is there a way for guys to kind of stave off injuries?
Another great question. I don't know if you're able to ever stave off injuries in professional sports. I think that's just the nature of it. And when it comes to pitching, it is a fragile world you live in. And I think that arm injuries, specifically elbow and shoulder, I don't know if there's ever a place where you can build a program or a blueprint where somebody never gets hurt. I think the amount of force, especially nowadays, with how fine-tuned these athletes are, and they're throwing upper 90s, 100 miles an hour, you just wonder how long it's going to last. You wonder how many bullets you have in the tank, and I think that's one of the things that I remember playing. A lot of veteran guys will tell you, you don't know when your last pitch is, so make sure that when you're leaving it out there, it's all in the field. There's no reason to go 100% in practice in one way, shape, or form. You want to maybe get up there and see where you're at, but you'll know where you're at and when you're in the game. And I think that's just the nature of pitching, and you have to take every appearance with this. You don't know when it's going to be your last, so you got to leave it all out on the field.
That is everything you need to know, and I guess to your point there, kind of adds to the rationale behind having a lot of starters.
Exactly.
And never having enough starting pitching depth. And that's why some people will say, trade a pitcher if you don't have a place for him. Well, we've seen what happened over the past couple of years, and the Mariners needed someone like Logan Evans last year. Now, they don't have him this season. So this problem, the answer, you pose the question, well, what happens? You pose that to people who cover baseball, and they say, well, it'll sort itself out. Things will just kind of sort themselves out for things like this, and maybe someone has to skip a start or two. So with these pitchers the Mariners have, seems like they have a surplus right now. We'll see how it sorts itself out moving forward. By the way, I feel like we got a lot of dishonest people on the text line. There is no way that 30-plus people have gotten Wordle in 3 today.
Wow.
I'm really worked up about this. I mean, show your proof, some people. Some of them are texting in with the proof, but just it. Wordle in 3. Got it in 3. Yeah, Wordle in 3. I'd expect this out of Brock, but not you, Lefko.
I got it in 3. What if Justin
Laura
and
got
Shannon,
in 3.
who are on our thread,
My mom got in 3.
Maybe you're just...
Can I just come on this show and brag about the days I get in 2 then? I'm going to call in on the days I get it in 2, and not the days where I embarrassingly got it in 4. All right. Well, I'll live with my failure as we step aside here. Come back. Maybe we'll have more Wordle talk. I never know where the conversation's going with G. Scott, but he's coming on next. Going to be an entertaining segment. I can promise you that. Mike Lefko, Charlie Furbush with you. G joins us next here on Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at seattlesports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at seattlesports.com.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Heward, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
It's going to be 70 degrees this weekend, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was honestly unlike anything I've experienced. Think of like a luxury EV, but on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat.
Because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
Get ready to celebrate the big unit all weekend. We've got 2 incredible events lined up, both presented by T-Mobile. Tonight is Randy Johnson 80s Jersey Night, and tomorrow is the big unit's number retirement ceremony night, featuring a historic pregame celebration starting at 6 p.m. Get your tickets now at mariners.com/big unit.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
The idea of push starting a boat just doesn't seem right to us here at Pacific Power Batteries. A marine battery should just plain work every time. Let us help you with selecting the right type of marine battery. Deep cycle, starting battery, AGM, or even lithium battery. You can start with our helpful hints on our website or just stop by and talk with us. Don't worry, you don't need to be a Marine to buy a battery from us. Get it? Marine batteries? Pacific Power Batteries. Come into a business with a soul.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We never quite know where the conversation is going to take us at 8:30 on a Friday. I certainly don't. I know maybe Salk gets used to it.
Let's start it off. First of all, I want you guys to know Charlie Furberts is my brother. Like, we literally have the same birthday. Same day. That's what I'm talking about.
How did you guys figure that out?
I don't know.
Because I'd asked him, like, have you guys met before? You know, you were coming in to talk with them, and it was like, upstairs people with us.
I don't know. I think it might have been when he worked in the building, and then on the coffee machine, they talk about whose birthday is what.
That's what it was.
I think it was that, man. What would you do for your birthday, bro?
Well, it was a big one. It was my 40th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yours was a big one, too.
It was my 50th.
Okay.
All right. Well, real quick.
So I unfortunately had the pleasure of dealing with hand, foot, and mouth from my daughter. So I was down for the count, dude. So I actually haven't celebrated yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Any thoughts going into your 40s? You feel better? You feel good? Are you nervous? You feel the same?
Yeah.
You're not nervous about your 40s,
No,
are you?
not even close.
Yeah,
I was
40s?
ready to go sing some karaoke, man. That's what I can tell you that much.
Ah, there you go. There it is. What's up, Left
Well, how was your 50th?
Oh, man, my 50 was great,
Yeah,
man. I had a little birthday.
You look
know what I
great.
mean? Thank you. I appreciate it. I had family come in town. And I think my goal is I just want to feel better. I want to feel better in my 50s than I did in my 30s and 40s. And for those out there that's listening, I think there's a lot of people that are on that right now. I think that right now, one of the keys is way, way less, if not any at all, alcohol. You know what I mean? Like something about that drink, man, does something to the body. But no, seriously. So I'm going into my 50s, man. I'm having fun. I feel good. You know, and I get invited on the show even when Brock and Salk aren't here. like Left Go, I'm shocked that you caught me on.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
this is what I prefer.
But you
when
prefer
Brock
this?
isn't here.
But you know what?
I think you two, you feed off each other, and then it kind of just comes back towards me.
I'm gonna
extremely awkward.
I'm gonna give you a choice.
Yeah.
I can talk to you about this off the air, or I can talk to you about this in front of everybody because something happened down at the Super Bowl. Down on Radio Row.
Why are we bringing this up now?
Because I've been sitting on it. I've been sitting on it. I've been stewing about it. And so do you want me to talk to you about it off the air, or do you want me to talk to you about it in front of the people?
I think you'd embarrass other people, not me. Are you talking about when I had to fight someone, essentially?
Oh, you did?
Oh, you're not talking about that.
Oh, who'd you have to fight?
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that.
I'm not talking about that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I had to, people get a little worked up out there. And so I had to say, look, you guys can you move out of the way? You're in our space. And that guy didn't like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about that.
You know what? That's very interesting that you were going to be in a tussle over someone being in your space and you telling them to get out the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Politely, too.
Glad you brought that up. So Mar knows where I'm going with this. So Mara is producing the Brock and Salk Show off to the side. Now, I'm over in my little corner. Charlie, you got to check this out. I'm on my little corner, and this is where I've been interviewing. I think at that time I had Adam Ray on at the time. But anyways, I'm finishing up, and I'm still got some stuff to do. Well, Lefko now is getting ready to produce his show, and he's getting ready to do an interview. And the people he's going to interview just so happens to be right behind me, right? And so for some reason, Lefko feels that, I'm going to set up the show right there in G's way, in his space. Like speaking of being in someone's way, he didn't think about me because he was in my way. And I'm looking at him like, you know that I'm sitting here doing the show right here. Oh, okay. Well, let me just move down. And he moves down like 6 inches down the way. So
this is what you're going to bring up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, now let me ask you a question. Do you remember this or you don't even remember it?
Yeah. Can I tell you what I was trying to do? I was trying to get Dan Orlovsky to come around. So they were standing right there, and I walked up to him.
Yeah.
And I said, we're not going to do the interview here because it was awkward. It was on the other side. And I was like, can we get you to come around? So I was standing there at the time to try to move him.
Right.
But I'm sorry if I was in your way.
Okay, no.
But I didn't freak out and get mad.
No, you weren't trying to move. You were actually trying to set up. So how come Dan Orlovsky didn't just come around like that?
Oh, I don't know. Because famous people don't want to do what you tell them to do?
Yeah, and I thought it was strange because your host was just standing there and they were just watching the show. And meanwhile, you're stressing out and you're trying to do everything. And I'm just like, man. But again, I just wanted to kind of bring this up to you. Oh. I've been thinking about it for a long time.
I feel like you've been on since then. What prompted that memory now?
I don't know. I'm going to turn 50.
Okay. You remember other things?
By the way, guys, if you're listening.
That was too tight of a space. I think that's the moral of the story.
Lefko is one of my favorite people in the world. Trust me. All right. What do y'all want to talk about today?
Well, I want to bring this up. You mentioned Charlie, speaking of random things. So you mentioned Charlie used to work here at the station. That's how you probably interacted, got to know each other.
Yep.
One of the funniest, most random things about Charlie is that he has a Wikipedia page, and on his Wikipedia page, someone has just added, there's a retirement section. He's got a long Wikipedia page. I mean, this man, he's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big deal.
Appreciate
so
you.
in his Wikipedia page, it says retirement.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 announces retirement. In January 2022, it was reported that he was selling advertising for Seattle radio station ESPN 710 and was said by one 710 staffer to be, quote, a great dude. That's it. That's on the Wikipedia page.
Someone in this building, I think.
So someone had to have said that and then put it on the Wikipedia page.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you know Charlie, Charlie's one of the nicest. Everybody loves him, man. Like, you know what I mean? First of all, have you guys ever met a Charlie that you didn't like? Like, Charlie's a likable people, and he is. You're a fantastic dude.
Thank you, man.
Fantastic. So,
Now I'm gonna appreciate it.
But who do you think did that?
I have no idea.
You think somebody in this building wanted to co-sign on him being nice?
Who would know you and then feel compelled to add to your Wikipedia page? That's what I'm curious about. Investigate that.
Either
All
way, I
we'll
appreciate
figure it
it.
out.
What sports are we talking about? We talking about Seahawks rookie camp today, or are we
You
talking
want to
about
talk sports?
Oh, I mean,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you gotta pay off. I mean, this is a sports show. You guys want to? You got to.
When do you come on here at 8:30 and talk sports?
Mara, loud.
What?
Don't I always talk sports?
No.
We get there. We get there.
We get there. We kind of dance around
Yeah.
it. Okay, I have a segue. Here we go. The Kansas City Royals are coming into town.
Yes.
I'll be there on Sunday. It's going to be a beautiful day at the ballpark. I'm looking forward to Kansas City coming to town. That's going to be good. Lefko, Charlie, are you guys going to go to the game?
I'll be there tonight.
Oh,
I'll be there tonight.
You be there tonight.
Yeah.
You'll be there tonight.
That's right.
Good stuff. All right, Lefko. Who are you going with?
Oh, good question, G.
Yeah, who are you going with?
Oh, my whole family. Yeah. Parents are in town.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's gonna meet them.
Oh, your mom and daddy listening right now?
They're listening right now.
Really?
They wanted to come into the station. I was like, you don't need to do
Why
that.
didn't they come?
You just got here. They wanted to meet you in person.
Mom
I think.
and Dad,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to meet you guys. So wait a minute. Hold on, let's not bury the lead. So wait, if I'm getting
He
this
didn't
right,
want to talk sports. I knew you didn't want to talk sports.
we are talking sports. We're talking about going to the game.
We are talking about
We're talking about the
sports.
game.
This is true.
Right.
So we're talking about the game. Charlie's going. Well, let me be. Charlie, who are you going with?
I will be doing the post-game
He's working.
Mariner
Oh,
radio.
you
So
can
I'll
tune
be
in.
working.
Post-game
Yeah.
show right
Okay,
here.
so you're
Seattle
working.
Sports.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you're working.
Yep.
So that's the reason you're there. You're not working.
No.
Okay, so you're going to be with family, mom, dad, you, anybody else.
I said, yeah, girlfriend.
Oh,
Meeting the-
girlfriend.
meeting the
I
parents.
didn't hear the.
Yeah.
So the girlfriend. Have your parents met the girlfriend yet?
No.
They haven't met yet. When's going to be the first time they meet? Tonight?
This afternoon, yeah.
Like, where's that going to be? Like, take us through it.
I don't know.
What's the itinerary for the afternoon?
What's the afternoon? Well, I can't reveal everything. I mean,
It's true.
celebrity out in
Surprise.
public.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a big Wordle celebrity here because everyone's texting in showing how dumb I am when it comes to Wordle. By the way, have you seen all these? I've never known so many
Trying to change the
threes
subject.
in
Look at him.
existence.
He's totally right.
No,
Mara.
I'll gladly get back to it.
Mara, don't worry.
I just can't
I
believe
got
this.
about 14 more questions. Go ahead.
I'll get back to this. Our loyal listeners want everyone to know that they all got it in 3.
Your loyal listeners want to hear the rest of the
They
story.
do, I'm
okay,
sure.
let's get back to it. So your mom and daddy's at the Airbnb. They chilling right now.
Yeah.
You're working right now. Your girlfriend, I don't know what she's doing right now, but what time today are you guys going to be meeting up?
Happy hour?
I don't think we have
Ish.
that structured of an
Okay.
itinerary yet for early afternoon.
Okay, so how's
it's a later afternoon
Okay,
itinerary.
how's the first introduction going to go? Is it going to happen in a car? Is it going to happen in a restaurant? At the Airbnb?
Okay. Advice here. Probably shouldn't do
Yes.
the car, right? That's a little
No,
awkward.
that's
you
no.
gotta have like the standing, like in
Yes.
person.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I don't know. I hadn't planned that far yet. I had to
oh,
plan for this show.
Oh,
I mean,
you
it
didn't
kind of
plan.
occupied most of the brainwaves.
Okay, so what did you so in preparation of your girlfriend getting ready to meet your parents for the first time, what did you tell your girlfriend about your parents?
That is a good question.
Hopefully her name.
My parents' names?
No.
Yeah. No. What did I tell them?
Yeah. What'd you tell?
Yeah. Names, basic background info.
Yeah. Did you say like, hey, my mom, my dad, they like this, they don't like that?
A little bit, yeah. I think they're all naturally friendly people, so they're gonna get along great.
How do you know?
Yeah, like, why wouldn't you?
Okay.
You know?
And then
They all love me, so then they're all gonna like each other. That perfect.
Is this the first time your parents have met a girlfriend of yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Big step.
Wow. Hey, come on now, listeners. We're getting somewhere here. Wait,
Charlie, this is what this segment always devolves into.
So wait,
Yes.
wait, hold on. This is the first time
Yeah.
that you've introduced someone to your parents.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
feel like it's time, I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's like a little nervous, excited energy over here.
I know.
You know?
Charlie,
But at least he didn't go first, right? Like, you met her family already.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
How was that?
Good.
Yeah.
We were in Hawaii.
Oh, you
So I
met.
met- Yeah.
Wow. Talk about.
That's why I'm not nervous about this. I mean, I met the whole family.
Yeah.
We're in Hawaii. Yeah.
Question: Charlie? You help me out. Whose set of parents are more important to impress? The guys or the gals?
I'm going to say the gals.
Yeah, the
I'd
girls.
say the
Well,
gals,
even
too.
I know
I
that.
agree. It is. And so that's the whole point. Man.
Yeah, totally.
What kind of advice you got for Lefko there, Charlie?
You know, Lefko, I would advise to keep a smile on your face the entire night. You know, that you are just a happy-go-lucky person, and nothing's going to get through you. You know, you got tough skin.
Here's the real problem. And I think maybe they'll bond over their shared horror of watching me in public. So the Lightning play at 4 o'clock. Game 6, they're facing elimination. NHL playoffs are huge, G. I mean, this is, Maura can tell you, this is intense. So I'm going to have to kind of watch with them
Lefko's a
out in
psycho.
public. Yeah.
During sports playoffs.
No, it's true. It's true.
He's pacing. He's like mumbling to himself.
Opening day, this was one of the most stressful experiences of my life. Opening day, we're at Hatback. We're at Victory Hall doing our show. The exact same time, Purdue is playing Texas in the Sweet 16. So I'm trying to watch, like way off in the distance, and I'm kind of like pacing back and forth to try to see because I'm blocked by a big column. So our show ends. I run up in front towards the TV, and the crowd is gradually lessening because they're going over to opening day because, hey, it's first Mariners game of the season. And I'm sitting there just locked in. No idea what else is going on behind me. So I don't know. If you were witnessing that, I'm sure it was hilarious. Yeah, Maura has witnessed it in the sports pit during a college basketball game.
You get
He
stressed.
gives me anxiety.
You get stressed.
That's sports.
Yeah. So you mentioned something that you said that your girlfriend and your parents will bond over watching you in public. What's some other things that you think that your girlfriend and parents will bond over?
I don't see. You guys have put a lot more thought into this than I have. Maybe it's because I'm a little sleep deprived. But I didn't realize so much thought had to go into this.
Here's the thing. I'm not
Just let it
asking you.
flow.
No. Let's go. I'm not. You don't have to have had thought. I'm asking you right now. The people want to know right now.
Yeah.
What do you think that your girlfriend and parents will bond over? What do you think
They
your
all
parents?
love sports, so I think they'll bond over that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hence the reason you guys are going for a first outing, a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and why would your parents want to go see the Kansas City?
My dad's from Kansas City.
Oh.
So he likes the Royals. My mom has loved the Mariners now because of us, because of this show. So
Okay.
she has become like a bigger Mariners fan. She's from Chicago. She's become a bigger Mariners fan than like the Cubs fan. Doesn't pay attention to the Cubs. She'll be dropping like texts to me about, hey, what happened to so-and-so? You know, I heard about him. Like, what? How do you know that?
Your mom's from Chicago?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know, we're Midwest. Come on, Gene. Remember Indy? We got this.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
we got this going on.
The next time you see her, ask her, Gino's East or Lou Malnati's?
Lou Malnati's. That's where I'm at.
Gino's East.
Oh.
What about Giordano's?
Gino's East.
Yeah.
I'm a Gino's East kid. You know, that's where I went. And still, I'm just faithful to that. But that's
I don't know
a
if
good
I
argument.
don't know if I've been to Gino's East actually. I think
Yeah.
I've been to Giordano's and Lou Malnati's,
Yeah.
and I thought Lou Malnati's was better.
Yeah.
But
Now-
Gino's East might be the best.
Right. Now, when next time you talk to your mama, mama, you probably listen right now. thin crust, tavern style, or deep dish.
Well, can I tell you something? So, Lou Malnati's, let's describe this for the listeners
Okay.
here if they haven't had it. It's almost like lasagna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agree.
Which I don't necessarily like that. You know, you got fat sauce on top. You got all the cheese baked in the middle. I like a pizza. You know, thin. You got toppings on top. You know, like a Ballard Pizza Company. That's the kind of pizza I like.
Did you say Ballard?
Ballard Pizza Company.
As in here?
Yeah.
You're comparing something to here to Chicago pizza?
So no, there's good Chicago pizza, but like a Giordano's, not like Lou Malnati's. That style that they do. Not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan.
So
Not
have
a
you
fan.
have you had tavern style, the thin crust?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that if you usually people that aren't from Chicago, when they come in, they get the deep dish, which is understandable. It's great.
Right.
But people from Chicago, they go and they get the tavern style, the thin stuff. That's where it's at.
Like, I knew you didn't want to talk sports. I mean, we can talk sports
No,
now
we're
if
back
you
to
want.
sports now
Yeah,
because we're
okay.
about to go back to that. All right. So anyway, what about the Mariners? 16-16, right? New season. Charlie, help us better understand what's going to happen with this team because man, the month of April they were struggling. What made them get it together? Help me understand.
Well, you you got to realize that 162 games is no joke, and you're going to ride this roller coaster for a while. And I always tell people you can't lose optimism early in the season, right? You got to be, proud and think that this team totally has a chance. And that's what's so fun is that they maybe started off scuffling, but then they go on a run, have a nice road trip. Now they're back to even, and it just feels as if they're at the prime position to continue to go forward, win the AL West. And as Lefko said earlier, there's only 3 teams in the American League above 500, and the Mariners are going to be there tonight.
Right.
And they have every bit of talent to go out there and continue to do what they did last year and build on that.
Well, that's the thing, though. So every time I do it, we do this every year, right? They play 32 games or 16 and 16, and everybody always says, "Oh, it's too early. It's too early." Well, when can I get excited about baseball then? when can I get emotional?
Well, when did you get excited last year? You were excited early on last year.
I was excited early on.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, I got busy. You know what I mean? and then things started to settle in a little bit. And I got back excited back in like August or something. But does anybody take a break during the season? Like, all right, I'm tired. I got some stuff to do. And I'll come back to them. You know what I'm saying? But no, being serious, when is you supposed to, is it after All-Star break that you're supposed to say, all right, now, starting now, you got to be serious about everything? When does it start?
Yeah, I mean, the way I like to put it is, back to like the optimistic feeling is you have a good sense of where your team's at about 60 games in, right? You'll know like kind of where the talent is, where the execution is, and then around that mid All-Star break trade deadline is when you realize what the team's going to do. Are they going to push the chips in and get some guys, maybe make a trade deadline move, or are they going to sell and pull back and say it's not our year? So right around that mid-July time is when you can either, gain more optimism or go, well, it's not going to work this year. So at this point, I think the Mariners have every bit of, optimistic feeling moving forward. And going into last year, you saw what happened at the trade deadline. They acquired Naylor, they acquired Gino, and it totally changes the entire vibe of this team. So if the Mariners are in it come to trade deadline and they go out and acquire somebody, they're just setting themselves up for a long playoff run.
What do you think about Josh Naylor? You like him?
I love that dude, man.
I figured you like him.
I just love him. And the crazy thing is when he first got here, I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see. Just another, because a lot of times when players come to the Mariners, right, like, oh, this player was great there, and they come to the Mariners like, oh, what happened? And then they leave here, then they're going to be great again. Something about that happens. I don't know what it is about Seattle. So when he came last year, I'm like, we'll see. And then I'm like, yo, this dude is everything and actually more. And then you get to know him and get to hear him and see the things he says. I'm like, yo, do I like Naylor better than every player? No, I shouldn't say that. I love them all the same. But I like Josh Naylor. Now, the thing is, as you guys know, I don't wear jerseys. I don't wear another man's name on my back. However, this Josh Naylor has been doing enough to where I might go ahead and pick up a Naylor jersey and stuff like that.
The highest of praise.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you seen his shoe collection? Or what he does with his
what he
shoes,
does
too?
with the kids?
Well, no, he's got a ton. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But because he's got like hundreds and hundreds of pairs.
Yeah.
And then he also, with his other pairs that he's not using to just kind of display, he turns them into cleats. So he's rocking like all kinds of Jordans as baseball cleats.
Yeah. That's what I love. Charlie, help me better understand something too. See, like I said, you guys are the masters of this baseball stuff. I'm just a big old fan. What makes Josh Naylor stand out for me is personality. And back in the 80s, when I fell in love with baseball, it always felt like there was a lot of personality in the game. My man, what happened to the personality? How come we don't have a lot of that? How come in baseball they're just kind of reserved? Why?
That's a really good question, but I don't know if I have a super clear answer, but when I came up and coming up in the minor leagues through the professional ranks, and once you get to the big leagues, there is this sense of you got to earn it. You got to go out there and earn it. And if you're going to act like you've been there and done it in your rookie year, well, you haven't, And I think that there were a lot of veteran guys that kind of didn't appreciate the swag, the energy, and any sort of edge that you brought to the field, to the game every day. And I think that maybe that was more of an old school approach, and now you're seeing more and more of how the new game is, and it's like, no, we want players to show off their personality. They be yourself. And I think that's the one thing that is absolutely happening now is they're letting guys be themselves, and they're letting guys go out there and do what they want on the field, so they look and feel great, so they can play great. So it's certainly changing, but I don't know why. Like when I came up, it was like, no, sit in the corner, don't say anything, don't talk, don't act like you, don't get comfortable at all. You got to earn it. And I think now I think the opposite is happening. They're trying to do everything they can in their power to make you as comfortable as quick as possible.
Outside of baseball, we call that hating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feel like you're in an abusive relationship. Like, you can talk when I say you can talk. Man, what? You know what I mean? But whatever it is, I like this. So when you're talking about Josh Naylor, that's why he stands out to me, is because, oh, man, I like that dude. Got a little personality. Yeah. I see him smiling, having fun, but maybe because I'm focusing on him. Now, speaking of that, why is this Cole Young so damn good? My goodness, I'm falling in love. Hey, I might get a Cole Young jersey.
I feel like you're significantly excited now.
Listen, I'm pushing. I love the stock market. This is something that I've been into for some amount of years. And I'm telling you, sometimes you got that one stock that you keep telling your partners about. You're like, hey, I'm telling you, you better get on here. I tried to tell people about NVIDIA back in 2020. Nobody would listen, but anyways. But now I'm telling you, this Cole Young, I'm pushing all in. Help me understand what I'm seeing with this young fella.
This guy is amazing, and he's been flying in one way under the radar. I think there's a lot of other prospects that get love, and he came up last year and did well, but kind of fell off at the end, and you never know what that second year performance is going to be like. But he clearly went into the offseason with a new approach and said, all right, I got some weaknesses, but I'm going to address them, and clearly has addressed them and is doing fantastic. And like Lefko said earlier before you came on, G, is that the Mariners have had kind of quite the rotation of second basemen that have played over the course of the year. So hopefully this is the start of something that's going to be a lockdown at that position for years to come.
It's a safe bet if you get a Cole Young jersey. It's not going anywhere. You can wear that. The worst thing, right? Guys that get jerseys.
They say that. I mean, oh no.
No, he's not. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. You get a jersey, and then the guy gets traded, and then you have to like awkwardly tape over it or do something. I mean, that would be the worst part.
What's you guys' thoughts when you guys see taped jerseys? When you guys see somebody come to the ballpark and they taped it out.
I mean, it's hilarious. Way to ride with the bit, right? Like, obviously, you picked a guy who either he was terrible or they traded away and your faith in him was not rewarded.
Yeah.
Hey, you just roll with it. If you're going to wear a jersey in the first place, might as well fully commit to the bit.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
I had Jared Kelnick's jersey before he debuted.
Now,
legitimately before.
Number 10. I wish that would hit. I love 10.
I was going to bring that name up, Lyle, but I decided not to.
A lot of people have his jersey.
Yeah, because when he just said, well, Cole Young's going to be here, I was going to bring that example up, but I was like, nah, I don't want my man catching strays. That wouldn't be cool.
They're very different. But
hey, man, tell your
he's
mom
with
and
the
daddy.
White Sox.
Huh?
Go. This Mariners playing in Chicago. They're playing. Kelnick's up with the White Sox. Go take a trip to Chicago next week.
First of all, I don't rock with the White Sox. Actually, the last White Sox game I attended, Harold Baines was playing. If you know, you know. Harold Baines. I'm dating myself right there. But and by the way, I still call it Comiskey Park. I don't care what it's called today. But I was a Cubs fan, man.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Ron Say, Leon Durham, Rick Sutcliffe, Lee Smith, Jody Davis. Come on, man. I was big time Cubs.
All right, G. I guess we got to let you go do your own show. So
hey,
thanks
appreciate
for popping
you,
on.
man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Tell your mom and daddy I said
will.
hi.
They are definitely listening.
And make sure you let us know about how it goes down.
Okay.
All right.
I will do, and I'll
see you,
chime
Charlie.
in for
Good to
Brock.
see you, brother.
All right, there is
G.
G. Scott. They're your first G experience, Charlie. We can talk about that a little bit more. And one conversation that these guys had earlier in the week that I want to get your thoughts on. All that coming up. Mike Lefko, Charlie Furbush here with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Bump and Stacy.
I loved the pick of Bud Clark, but only in hindsight. Like you, Bump, he was not. It wasn't that he wasn't on my radar.
He wasn't on your radar?
Well, no, I'll say it's not that I looked at it and thought, what a horrible reach.
Right. Like, he's a smooth safety, very aggressive, attacks the football. And once you put on the film, it makes sense. He feels the football when it's in the air. He just has a radar of the football field that a safety needs when you're a freelancer back there roaming around.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2, only on Seattle Sports.
There's not one car deal that is worth ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This Memorial
Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub. Time to celebrate spring and warmer days ahead. Get ready by adding a hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. For nearly 50 years, Olympic has been offering products to help people live better. During our Soak, Sauna, and Swim event, find your perfect wellness solution and save thousands through May 10th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
With the experience of over 150,000 procedures, the doctors at K2 Vision will know which procedure is best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. from the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Eward is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of minutes.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Hello! Final hour coming up here on a Friday. Beautiful May Friday. It's going to be great weather this weekend. I'm excited for that. Get outside, get on the water.
Weird.
Paddleboard season.
Pickleball season.
It's always pickleball season.
I'm just kidding.
The real ones, no.
Exactly.
We won't go down that path yet. Trying to reorient here
right,
after the G Scott conversation. Just
yeah.
got to get back in the right mindset to talk about sports. Just a flurry of conversational fervor there.
That was, you learn something new every time you talk to G.
You really do. And I'll tell you what, here, we always learn a lot. In this segment, we go back and listen to the best conversations that this show had this week. It's For You in Review.
Brock and Salk present For You in Review.
Time for our weekly chat with Jeff Passan from ESPN. We've got Joel Clack. Good morning, Joel. Let's talk to Coach McDonald.
This is For You in Review, brought to you by the Seattle Sports YouTube page, where you can find the full version of every interview.
Yeah, all those conversations up there on the Seattle Sports YouTube page. I like the one with Jeff Passan that they had yesterday. Highly entertaining, as always. And then Maura pointed this out, Charlie, that, as a pitcher, thought you could shed some good insight on the conversation they had earlier in the week with Emerson Hancock. He joined the show before the Wednesday finale in Minnesota. A lot of talk about his changes and what the arm slot has done for him. Everyone noticed, all right, his arm slot's it's gotten lower a little bit. It's gotten a little different over the last couple of years. It's led to that sweeper becoming a little more effective. And so they asked Emerson, all right, hey, how does that happen? What role do the coaches play, or how do you kind of change your arm slot?
Well, I think that wasn't really a focus of going in the offseason, but I think the ideas of, what we're built on here in terms of, being free and being athletic on the mound and, dominating the strike zone and throwing a lot of strikes, I think that was something, I just did in the offseason, was try to be a little bit more athletic, kind of just let the arm go where it wants to go. And that's kind of where it happened to be. And so far it's, recovered, in my opinion, really, really well. I'm bouncing back super quick. And that's really just the basis of it.
Did you ever deal with arm slot tinkering, changes? How did that work for you?
Yeah, it's something you always try to kind of tinker with. You want to stay in the same general arm slot to be as repeatable as possible. But, as you heard Hancock talk there, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to do everything in my power to take my experience last year, become more athletic. Like you said, let the kind of arm go where it goes. But the big difference for me this year is obviously, his fastball command is outstanding right now, and you're seeing some uptick in that speed, but it's that sweeper. And I think by dropping that arm slot just a little lower, he's really able to create that right to left break there that just gets away from the barrel on his sweeper. So I just find that being such an effective pitch for him. And I think you've seen that this year where he's kind of thrown some wipeout sweepers that you go, oh, that was filthy. So something that you always tinker with, something you're always trying to figure out new ways to advance your own skill set. And I think that's what you're seeing out of Hancock right now.
Yeah, the website Baseball Savant has a great visual description of this. And you can kind of just literally, they show the arm and the degrees it's at and how it's kind of moved a little bit lower over the past few years, and they track year-to-year progression. So that website, fantastic for any number of reasons. You could spend hours on there, but just for this immediate visual, they have a breakdown for any pitcher you want to look at, pitcher arm angle, and it shows Hancock from 2023 until 2026, and it is pretty dramatic, especially in 2027. He actually went up a little bit more and then has drastically come back down. So it does seem like that's something that did you find one that kind of worked and then stayed with it?
Yeah.
Does it look like for Hancock that this arm angle that he's at is one that he probably will now use going forward?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's where you kind of do a little tinkering, and now with all the data and information and stats and whatnot, you're trying to figure out how you can be the best version of yourself. So, tinkering with arm slots and then finding the one that works most efficiently and you're able to land all your pitches. That's one thing I got to say, Lefko. I wish I kind of dabbled more into the sidearm, if you will. I was someone that had a low 3/4 slot, and it was completely comfortable to drop down lower. I just never really experimented with it. But it was one of those things where on the side and even in some bullpen sessions, you'd mess around with it. But I never had the confidence, I think, enough to bring it out on the field and do it. But it certainly is something that if you're able to do it, make an adjustment, it can allow you to have more success and get more guys out.
What pitch do you think that would have helped for you?
Oh, I mean, for me, I think I would have been able to throw a much more horizontal sweeper as opposed to more of that slider sweeper that has depth at the end. I think more of that like Frisbee style, right? You know what I mean? I think that's where, especially facing left-handed hitters, you throw one from down under and it kind of starts behind them and then finishes across on the other side. So those are some pretty effective ways to throw left-on-left pitches.
Yeah, the sweeper might be the pitch that keeps Hancock kind of in the rotation.
Yeah, well, not to mention, man, I feel like I threw a slider, but if you look back on it, it was probably a sweeper. And I think at the time, everyone was like, "Oh, you can't throw. No, sweepers are bad. No, sweepers aren't good. Don't throw sweepers." And now they're the craze. Everyone's throwing sweepers.
I was gonna say that does seem to be like the it pitch. Remember, it was splitters a couple years ago, and you can see why because of how nasty they are, how uncontrollable that would be to just pick up if you're a hitter. But yeah, the sweeper now. So Hancock, all of last year, just threw 46 sweepers. This year already, 130. It's his third most utilized pitch behind his four-seamer and a sinker. So outside of your fastball, that's his go-to pitch. 100%. I mean, that's the one he goes to after his fastballs. And we know the Mariners, they really have honed in with their pitchers about they've kind of become all pretty fastball dominant. Wu and Castillo and now Hancock. And with that, hey, the sweeper is right up there as the pitch that he goes to right after that.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to do it. I think you've seen the weapon it's become for him. And when you realize you have a strength and a new weapon to rely on, you're gonna cash in on it and say, all right, well, I'm gonna go at you with my best stuff. And I think that's where when you get a new pitch and you're able to actually deploy it effectively and throw it in the right situations and the right counts, you realize that now I have another weapon to rely on that you didn't have in the past. So it's one of those situations that you feel even more confident in your ability to go out there and get it done.
For You in Review, all up on the Seattle Sports YouTube page. That was a conversation with Emerson Hancock. Go check that one out. Jeff Passan was also on. Daniel Jeremiah, very entertaining weekly conversation as well. Some great draft insight from him. So check all that out on the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Jeff Passan told the story of his arrest in college.
Oh, yes.
Because his old college buddy Greg Bishop was in. So
yeah,
if you missed
in
that,
West Virginia. If you missed that, yeah.
I did miss that.
It's entertaining. Yeah, definitely go and listen to that because, hey, a couple of Syracuse guys, they got some shenanigans. No surprise there.
Yes.
Yeah, go check that out. I do have one parting thought, though, here before we move on. I just don't believe we have a lot of truth tellers out here. I mean, I don't know. The text line full of people who all supposedly got Wordle in 3
You still caught up on the
today.
Wordle?
Yeah, it's taken over. It's been the theme of the show.
Chose the wrong first word.
We
Maybe you
even
need to
got
stop using the
Charlie
same
to
first
do
word.
it. We got Charlie to do it.
I have completed my first Wordle
Congrats.
in
Nice.
4.
In 4.
Four
See?
tries.
360. Not afraid to tell the truth. I got today's Wordle in 4. Thank you, 360. We need more truth tellers out there. The rest of you should be ashamed with yourself. Wordle in 3. Psh, there's no way. There's no way 70-plus people got Wordle in 3 like they're all trying to claim here.
Why don't you believe them?
I don't believe them. I don't know. Send in your proof. Fine. If you did, 866-979-3776. I'm the skeptic because I just don't think this many people are getting Wordle in 3. It's just, it's not a representative sample size of all the Wordling out there. But we'll.
There's a bunch of smart people up here,
We'll get back
Come
to
on.
that. Nah, I don't know. Not our texters.
Oh,
all right.
jeez.
On that note, we have a lot you need to know about this Mariner series and about some key minor league starts happening today and the rest of the weekend. Mike Lefko, Charlie Furbush here with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports app.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey South Sound, Jermaine Kurth with CS Floors. Come meet me at the grand opening of Pacific Northwest Interiors featuring CS Floors. May 7th in Tacoma. Visit our website for more information, csfloors.net.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
Get ready to celebrate the big unit all weekend. We've got 2 incredible events lined up, both presented by T-Mobile. Tonight is Brandy Johnson 80s Jersey Night, and tomorrow is the big unit's number retirement ceremony night, featuring a historic pregame celebration starting at 6 p.m. Get your tickets now at mariners.com/big unit.
Mariners and Royals tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, I'm not going to say I despise all of these listeners right now, but really not having a good time. Everyone's just bragging about Wordle in 3. I'm still stuck on this because I can't believe so many people do Wordle. But yeah, 206. You guys must have had good luck. I got Wordle in 3, and they showed proof. So, all right, congrats. We're here to help. Here to make myself feel worse and everyone else feel better.
Are you going to be able to enjoy your time with your family and your girlfriend, or are you going to be worrying about this all day?
That's a good question. Between this being just frustrated about Wordle and then...
Let it go.
And then when the Lightning start at 4... Oof. Yeah, not gonna be a good day to be around me. Can we just preface it with that? It is sunny out, though. I love the warm, sunny weather. So, yeah, it'll be fine. I'll get outside after the show ends, and the warmth and the sun will just rejuvenate me. Is that what you need to know? I don't know. But, hey, it is the first thing you need to know, along with a couple of Mariners things happening today. Charlie, the big curiosity outside of the Mariners themselves against the Royals, Kade Anderson. Going to make his 5th start for Arkansas later today. 4:35 first pitch, so I'd encourage simultaneously monitoring that along with everything else happening on our station. His stat line so far, 4 starts, 18 and 2/3 innings, 0.48 ERA. 0.48 ERA, 30 strikeouts, and 4 walks. He had 11 strikeouts in a start a couple weeks ago against the team he's going to face again this afternoon.
Exciting stuff. Just another great prospect the Mariners have, and it's going to be a lot sooner than I think we realize having Kade Anderson in a Mariner uniform.
I think that's for me, too. I want to keep seeing him dominate because then it's what you mentioned. Force the issue. Make it as tough as possible to say, well, we can't bring you up now because there's no spot. But if you were just wrecking Double-A pitching, there's really nowhere else to go. Or Double-A hitting. And I think... if you want to clarify a little bit, I know Lyle's responded to some of the texters who have asked, okay, well, why wouldn't you just move them up to AAA? But with these highly touted prospects, that's not necessarily the next step because AA, you're seeing kind of the younger, more talented hitters as well. AAA can kind of be that mix, right, where you have kind of aging veterans. You have guys that are just down on rehab assignments. It's not necessarily the best representative sample of what you're going to see, but it does seem like, and in the PCL, when it's very skewed toward hitting, it doesn't really do much to tell you what you're going to learn about a pitcher. So I don't know if that's something you would observe, but that's kind of maybe to answer the question about why Kade Anderson wouldn't go up to AAA next. And maybe he does. Maybe he makes like 1 start there, but it's not like you have to go up to AAA and make a set number of starts before going up to the majors.
Right. Yeah. He obviously could come up from AA. No big deal. But I think when you see somebody pitching as well as he is at AA, and if he has another stellar outing tonight, then it tells you, okay, well, maybe moving to Tacoma would be a better challenge. Yeah, it may be not pitcher-friendly in the PCL, but I think it'll offer another level, another test, another, chance to give Kade, hey, I'm so close. I'm going to continue to, do everything I can to get that call up. And the Mariners just want to do it right, and they want to make sure that they're giving him the best opportunity to succeed so he can be the player that they drafted him to be. And it's just a matter of time, like I said before, if he continues to pitch well, he's going to force the issue. Everyone's going to see this. We're already taking notice right now, right? We already see this right now, and it's just a matter of time before your performance says, yeah, he's big league ready, he's big league worthy, and we're ready to give him the keys to the rotation.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
A few things to watch with the Mariners. They begin a 6-game homestand tonight. Brian Wu on the mound. We'll see how he responds after that tough start, one of the toughest ones he's had in his career. So expect to see the Brian Wu that we have come to see, where he was so dominant last year. And then also, when the lineup comes out later and in pregame, we'll hear from Dan Wilson about maybe if there's anything new with Matt Brash. And I know we'll all be watching to see if Brendan Donovan is in the lineup because he is eligible to come off the IL. originally the team mentioned that he would hopefully be available when they got back from this road series. So is that, for you, something you're going to be closely monitoring, Brendan Donovan, when he gets in and what he might look like out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see how he's responded to this time off. Hopefully he's healthy and in the lineup tonight, right? I think that's where if he's ready to go, then, he's going to be there. And it's just a matter of getting him right. And, as these hernia surgeries go in the offseason, I know you and I talked about it, it just seems as if, that first year back, you kind of have to do the best you can to take care of your core and lower half so you don't run into any sort of soft tissue injuries. And I think that's just maybe something that's lingering, and you got to get it right, clear it up. So he's feeling good. And, it just goes back to what he can do and what we've seen so far when he's healthy. It really does change the top of the lineup, and he brings a certain amount of energy that I think he didn't have last year.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
And as we're kind of looking around the division, the A's, they're the only team above 500. Charlie, I don't know what's going on in the American League. The AL Central, no one's above 500. The AL East, it's just the Yankees and the Rays. And then here in our beloved AL West, the A's are 17-14. The Mariners, 16-16, are in second place. This A's team, I mean, they are fun, which is tough to say because they're in your division and you have to deal with this lineup 13 times a year now in the regular season. But Nick Kurtz, he's terrific. Intentionally walked yesterday to extend his walk streak to 19 straight games. We saw what he could do when they were here. It's a lineup that looks like it's legit. I think when we look at this A's team, though, it's their pitching, right? That's kind of the weak spot. Where at this point, I still feel very optimistic about the Mariners. And you look at both these teams, how do the A's stack up to what you've seen from the Mariners?
I think they're going to be there, in the end. At this point, just looking around the division, it seems as if, Houston and the Angels are kind of falling off the back end of the division there. Not really sure what's going on with them. And then you mentioned, Texas could be the wild card, see where they end up. But certainly the A's have presented the biggest test so far, and they went out and made some moves offensively, but I think that's what I saw last year is once it starts to heat up in Sacramento where they're playing, this was a former AAA ballpark, and like we said earlier, it's not exactly friendly for pitchers to pitch in the PCL, so you get some of these really warm days in that thin air, and it could be a really tough place to pitch. So I just don't know if they have that that depth and the ability to withstand pitching in Sacramento half their game. So that's going to be a big challenge, and I see the Mariners taking advantage of it.
Yeah, the A's open a series against the Guardians, the Mariners obviously with the Royals, and then the Braves come to town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That is a heck of a series. That's also everything you need to know. We have a lot more to get to about this Mariners team. Gary Hill is going to join us next. We'll get his insight on what he saw during the road trip and what he expects out of someone like Cole Young moving forward, and maybe a potential timeline for Kade Anderson. Curious to see what Gary thinks about Kade Anderson. All of that coming up next. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush with you. It's Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at seattlesports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at seattlesports.com.
It's a brave face we put on. We never want to be any trouble. But getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we are aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support, or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. It's free and it's confidential. Call 988 anywhere, anytime. A message from the Washington State Department of Health.
Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have vehicles made for adventure seekers. Get the Tundra at 2.99% APR for up to 72 months with $1,000 bonus cash or $4,000 customer cash. Lease the 4Runner for $389 a month or the Tacoma TRD Sport for $399 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through May 4th on approved credit through TFS. Exclusive taxes, titles, license, and a negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
The Johnsons always talk about an orientation meeting. Their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Olympic has the perfect way to celebrate spring. A hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. Through May 10th, you'll save thousands on the perfect wellness solution for your home. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Dave Wyman here to talk about a revolutionary treatment for prostate cancer at Swedish called CyberKnife. I want to bring in Dr. Meyer, medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center with the most experienced prostate cancer treatment team in the Northwest. Dr. Meyer, is CyberKnife a new treatment?
You know, the CyberKnife technology is not new. The system has been around for more than a decade and has helped thousands of men with prostate cancer.
What can patients expect from CyberKnife treatment?
Well, the CyberKnife system is designed to help you gain control over your prostate cancer in the shortest number of treatments, and with the least impact on your romantic life and on your urinary and bowel function. The result? Well, you get back to a normal, healthy life faster.
To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate or give them a call, 206-320-7187. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission. This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike Lefko, Charlie Furbush here with you, wrapping up. It's been a fun 3.5 hours so far. And you know what? It's going to be a fun final 30 minutes, Charlie, because what better way to wrap up a Friday? The Mariners are at home. We have a Randy Johnson jersey that I'm going to rock after this show ends. I can give it to you or something. But we have all this going on, so why not bring in a guy who you will hear on our radio airwaves tonight right here on Seattle Sports, Mariners pregame, and then the whole Mariners broadcast. Our guy, Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill. Gary, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Great to be here, guys. How's it going?
It's going well. Before we get into actual, lesser important things, I do want to make sure that you know that we have you on today to talk about the fact that today, May 1st, is Matt Nelson's birthday. And I'm sure he's thrilled. Yes. I'm sure he's so thrilled that we are bringing this up to everyone to let him know about that. Because if there's anyone that loves attention and people knowing about his life, it's Matt Nelson.
Yeah, believe it. We hear about that all the time. Did we sing?
No, he's not here.
Happy birthday been sung yet?
No. So maybe when he gets into the building.
That's great.
Yeah, he'll be serenaded. But I just want to make sure you know so you can let all appropriate parties know as well. So
we should get a cake.
We should get a cake. All right. I knew you would have some good ideas, so I had to mention that first. But, Gary, a lot of good things.
And then eat it all and not give him any. I think that would be the best approach.
Show him an empty cake and say, this is where your birthday wishes were. And also, here's some cake crumbs.
Yes.
We'll figure that out. All right. We'll put Charlie on cake duty. It is the thought that counts. Gary, when we look at this Mariners team, the big headline from that road trip, Cole Young. And what a terrific surge. And I mean, how fun that he's doing all this. What did you take away from this recent stretch of Cole Young seemingly always coming through in the clutch here with 2 outs?
Yeah, he just kept coming up in those positions and coming through every single time. What a dynamite first month for Cole Young. Just spectacular first month. It's funny, I was just corresponding with Mark Simon from Sports Info Solutions. They're the drivers behind defensive runs saved, and they're naming him the defensive player of the month in the American League.
Okay.
I mean, it's been incredible, right? He's been awesome defensively in this first month. Ratings-wise, he's the second best player according to defensive run saves behind Pete Crow Armstrong. That's a great place to be. And offensively, we've seen him take his game to the next level. And it's really fun, I think, to dream about where this can go. He's still such a young player, and I think that gets lost in the Cole Young conversation is how quickly he got to the major leagues as a high school draftee. And the fact that he has already taken these big leaps. I remember my first conversation in the spring was with Perry Hill, and he was talking about how much, just gushing about the strides that Cole Young has taken defensively. And, it's through hard work. Like, he was part of the group that Perry Hill, he runs a camp before spring training opens. So we're talking about the very beginning of February. And a lot of the young players, Emerson, Cole Young, and Arroyo, they all go there and they just work on defense for a while. And man, we've seen that pay off in such a big way. He's been so good defensively. That's really stood out. And obviously we've all seen what he's done offensively. He hit 500 on this trip. He's been incredible. And in there every day, facing all the tough lefties, the whole thing has just been dynamite so far.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'll also say this roller coaster ride is real, Gary, because April brought a lot of different results, and now the Mariners are back to 16-16. Do you think that over the past couple weeks, specifically this road trip, I mean, does the team feel looser now? It certainly seems like they're kind of coming into their own identity.
Yeah, I definitely feel like things are heading in the right direction now. It was a slow start, as we all saw. And for me, it was really about the offense. You look at those, I don't know, I think they were 4-9 in their first 13 games. And if you looked at the slash line, dead last in average, dead last in on base, dead last in slugging. And slugging was the key for me. They just, especially the middle of the order, they just weren't slugging. And what I always held out hope for is you look at the Mariners and, hey, it was just good players not playing well. They didn't have health issues. They didn't have these other things that like the Astros have been dealing with or the Blue Jays have been dealing with. Some situations you're like, this may not get a lot better as things move forward. But for the Mariners, it just felt like good players that haven't found their stride. And then you look up and, the stretch since then, they've been just inside or outside of the top 5 in every single slash, average, on base, slugging percentage and just outside of the top 5 in runs scored in that stretch. So for me, it's been the offense because the starting pitching has been, for the most part, pretty consistent through the course of the year. And the bullpen has been nails as well. Bullpen's been excellent. And so for me, it was about the offense. The offense has turned it around, especially the middle of the order. And so it feels like they hit their stride on this past road trip. And hopefully they can take that home into, I think it's going to be a tricky homestand because Kansas City, especially with the pitching matchups, they're throwing their best at the Mariners in the 3 games. And then no one's playing as well as Atlanta. That's going to be a really tough series.
Gary, we were just kind of mentioning Brian Wu, but hey, you have a blip, you move on. Don't expect that'll be anything lingering or anything to worry about, but what do you want to see out of Brian Wu tonight? Because you mentioned the best, and the Royals are going to throw out Cole Reagans, and now the Mariners are throwing out one of their best in Brian Wu. Mm-hmm. How will you know if this is the Brian Wu that we've come to expect tonight? What will you be looking for?
That kind of start happens to everyone, but it was shocking because Wu is just so consistent. It feels like he just rolls out the same 6-7 innings, 1 or 2 runs every single time. And it was weird to watch. He hadn't given up a home run all season, right? And then the Cardinals get him for 4. It was so bizarre. And we're looking around like, is there a wind tunnel? Like, what is going on? This never happens to Wu. So I feel like he's just going to get back to being the same guy that we've always seen. There's zero concern for me about Wu in this one. He's been so consistent the last couple of years. Last year he finished in the top 5 of Cy Young. I think he's that kind of guy. I think he's a top 5 Cy Young guy. I think he is one of the best pitchers in baseball, and a Royals lineup that they have some tricky parts in the lineup, especially with Witt, but you kind of like the matchup and what Wu can do to the Royals tonight.
Yeah, now we got some rotation questions, I think, that'll be looming here as the days and weeks go on with the eventual return of Bryce Miller. Where do you think Castillo will end up fitting? It seems as if there could be a chance he could find himself in the bullpen. Is that a route you see happening?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This is getting more interesting as we get closer, and I'm certainly excited for Miller to rejoin the rotation. I think about a healthy Miller and what that can mean for the Mariners, because we just really never saw it last year for the most part. He was the best, I think, at the end of the season and the postseason, but you think about the year before that, and especially the end of the year, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. He was excellent, and adding that to the rotation is great news for the Mariners. It does make it interesting because Hancock has been so good, and it feels like, well, you can't take him out of the rotation. And we've seen the struggles for Castillo. The thing I struggle with is that last start that he had. It was a miserable night. It was awful in Minnesota. I was talking to one veteran guy who's been around forever. He said it was the worst conditions he's ever played in. And I think it was just because it was so relentless. It was just raining the whole time. So I hate to judge anyone on one night, but he's been hit hard in a couple of other starts. I do think about, like last year, he had a stretch exactly like this towards the end of the season. It was in August, I think. And he had 4 starts where he gave up, I think, 19 earned runs in 17 innings. And it was a struggle. And then he ended the season with a flurry. His last 4 starts, he gave up 3 earned runs. He was one of the most consistent pitcher for the Mariners last year in terms of health and in terms of performance. He gave the Mariners a ton last year. He was really good. So I think it's too early to give up on Luis Castillo, given his track record. I also think he's earned the right to try and work through the struggles. Now, what does that mean when Miller comes back and Hancock pitching well? I don't know. Maybe we're talking about a 6-man. I don't know what's going to happen when Miller comes back, but usually you never end up saying, wow, we have too many good starting pitchers, but that's always a great problem to have. You need the depth. It's great to see what Kade Anderson's doing as well, obviously in the minors. So I'm as intrigued as everyone to see how this plays out, but I think it's too soon to give up on Luis Castillo.
Yeah, Gary, going off of that, to throw another variable in the mix, you mentioned Anderson, and here was Jeff Passan yesterday on this station saying, Anderson's done with Double-A. Yeah, nothing left for him to accomplish there. He's been so dominant, and he's going to make another start there tonight. But, yeah, at what point do you say, look, it's not benefiting him anymore, but also knowing that they have so many good starters currently, they don't really have an easy, okay, we can plop him in here, kind of like the Blue Jays did with Trey Savage last year.
Yeah. Talk about good problems to have.
Exactly.
Because the way he's throwing, he would be in other rotations, I think, right now. But it is funny to think about. These are his first professional starts. This isn't just the start of him in Double-A this year. These are his first professional starts of his career. He only has a handful under his belt. So I do think about that sometimes, despite the great start. I do feel like, well, let's have him take a few more just to see what happens. And maybe he runs into a rough patch. I mean, inevitably he will at some point, right? Maybe not. I don't know. He's looked pretty great so far. Yeah. And we've often seen, as we've all observed with Mariners prospects, oftentimes, especially on the pitching side, they make the jump straight from Double-A to the majors. They skip Triple-A and the PCL altogether. So I think that's an interesting variable in the mix as well. Well, is he pitching so well that maybe they send him to Tacoma and Triple-A to see what that looks like? I don't know, but I'm anxious to see what the next couple of starts look like, and if he's as dominant in the next couple, I don't know. I guess you have a decision at that point too. Another good decision, like Miller being healthy and back, is a great problem to have. Kade Anderson pitching so well is a great problem to have, because one of the questions I had coming into the season was starting pitching depth, because as we all know, you're going to need 6, 7, 8, 9 guys, and Hancock stepping forward has been a huge part of answering that question for the Mariners. And Kade Anderson, with the way he's throwing, has been a huge part. They still don't have a lot of guys in terms of numbers, but because of what we've seen of Hancock and Kade Anderson, the quality is certainly excellent. And that's a great place to be, because there's going to be another. I mean, you hate to say it, but it's going to happen. Another guy's going to hit the IL at some point. You're going to need another guys. So there's going to be a spot for him at some point this season.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But when you look at this roster, Gary, who's flying under the radar? Who would you say is more of the underrated Mariners right now that isn't getting that spotlight that maybe he deserves?
That's great, because I feel like Cole Young was probably that guy until this last road trip.
Right. Still Cole Young.
Not under the radar anymore. Yeah, it's very obvious. When you keep winning games with base hits, it grabs a lot of attention. So he's not that guy any longer. I feel like Bizzardo, for me, is one of those guys, because I think the bullpen has been so good. And it showed up. It's something that we talked about in the matchups against the Cardinals and the matchup against the Twins. And I think when you look at the matchup against the Royals, it felt like if the Mariners could play to a tie after both starters leave, the Mariners had such a big advantage in the bullpen that they could win the game, right? They would just outlast the opposition bullpen and win the game. We saw that play out against the Cardinals and Minnesota, all those late wins. And Kansas City's bullpen has not been good either. So if the Mariners can play even, they have a chance to win it late. And Bizzardo, to me, has been a big part of that. Mariners have been one of the best teams in baseball in terms of inherited runners, stranding inherited runners. And Brash and Bizzardo have been the driving forces behind that. And, Brash has been incredible, and that's a whole nother conversation given what we saw his last time out with his side. But Bizzardo is just so flexible in terms of, hey, he comes on to get the last out of one inning. He gives you the entire next inning. He can get lefties, righties. He can pitch seemingly every single day, although they don't let him, which is a good thing. But he goes back to back. We've seen him go 3 times in a row. He's just so versatile. And especially with the loss of Vargas, that I don't think we talk about a lot, but really part of that right-handed depth in the bullpen and the Brash situation up in the air, I think he takes he's critical. He's critical now, but even more so if Brash is lost for any length of time.
Hey, Gary, another guy we were talking about in regards to injuries, Brendan Donovan, who I think we all hope will be back in the lineup tonight. I know we won't get any update until the lineup comes out, and then Dan Wilson will speak before the game. But with Donovan, when you're dealing with something that seems like it is kind of still lingering from that sports hernia surgery that he had, and now it's been, both sides of the groin, I think, and he's been on the IL with that. What do you expect out of how they kind of work him back in? And is this something where you might have to know that maybe you have to manage it moving forward with him this season?
Yeah, which I think they can do, and maybe that's extra days off, things like that. I think about what the Mariners did with Polanco the last couple of years, and they did a really good job of keeping him healthy and on the field. And Polanco right now on the IL with the Mets, right? And I think the Mariners worked really hard at keeping him healthy and in the lineup. And so maybe you do those sorts of things more often with Donovan. I think it's really exciting because I feel like we have not seen the Mariners offense really together yet this year, because when Donovan was kind of rolling at the top, the middle of the order was struggling so much. It doesn't feel like we've seen the offense yet together. And I think it's super exciting to think about, when Cal starting to homer now and Naylor getting things going and, Julio, of course, the middle of the lineup really starting to cook. And then you have Donovan at the top, the guy that gets on base all the time, and what that means. That I think they have a chance to be so dynamic. And then you put Cole Young at the bottom, turning the lineup over. I think it's really exciting to think about a healthy Donovan at the top and what that means, kind of the domino effect for the rest of the lineup.
Now, as the season progresses, is there any gaps that you see? Like, is there anything that the team could do, maybe make a move, bring a guy up that would maybe solidify this roster as they try to build this into October? Because I think they're always, like as you said, we might need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starters, but maybe is there any gaps in this roster you think they could fill somewhere else?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like bullpen is always probably the answer to that sort of thing, especially with injuries. I think, as I mentioned, I think the Vargas loss is something that has shown up a few different times. And I know he's not really a headliner when you talk about leverage guys in the bullpen, but he threw over 70 games for the Mariners last year. And he was the guy that, hey, when Bizarro was down, he would kind of step up into a more leverage spot. He could give you multiples. He could come in like the 6th inning, you get a ground ball with his sinker, and then if you talk about the Brash situation again up in the air, but they can always, I think, use another leverage arm, but you could say that for, I think, every single team in Major League Baseball. I mean, who wouldn't want another leverage reliever? But that's a spot. And the Mariners have been so good at finding guys that pop out of nowhere. And maybe one of those guys is on the roster now. Maybe it's, Wilcox goes on a run or something like that. I mean, that's kind of always the unknown with bullpens. You never know. But I think they could use another guy, especially in that Vargas spot that kind of lives between the A side and the B side of the bullpen that can give some leverage innings as needed.
Gary, I know it's going to be a really fun weekend at the ballpark this weekend. A ton of Randy Johnson things happening, including this jersey that if people are watching. I didn't know if you had seen this yet, or if you want me to bring it to you at the ballpark. If you don't get a chance to get it, this is the jersey giveaway. Nice little Randy Johnson.
Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, can't you just imagine yourself rocking this on the broadcast tonight?
Yeah, with the long hair.
That'd be wait, why is that not part of a giveaway? That's a good idea. You need a Randy Johnson wig to go along with said jersey.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
they gave away hats that had the Ben Gamble hair at one point, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're talking.
Gosh, we got to bring this back.
Let's go. You would look great like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Gary, you got any fun Randy Johnson memories from back in the day? First time you saw him?
Yeah. So I have one that really stands out. It's just kind of a personal. So I used to get my buddy and I, Paul Moore, is probably out driving around listening to you guys right now. We would always get like a 20 game pack when we were kids, and we would, go to pick out the games. And there was a while we had seats in center field, which is great because it was so rare. Like in the Kingdom, you sat right behind Ken Griffey Jr., which is super cool. But one day we got to our seats, and it was a national game, and at the time there weren't many national games, and there was a giant camera in our seats, and it's like, what, we're looking around like, what are we gonna do? And the usher saw, these are yours, and so we'll take care of you. So they actually moved us behind home plate, like a couple rows behind home plate.
Wow. Okay.
And it just so happened Randy Johnson was pitching that night, and he was pitching against the Texas Rangers. And I have never sat so close in my life at a major league game, right? And it's Randy pitching. In Kingdom, there wasn't a lot of room between, home plate and, the stands. And Randy Johnson, he punched out 15, right? Just dominated, throwing just fire with his hair, and he's just a giant. And I felt like by the time he was throwing the ball, he's like touching you. I mean, you're so close. And I had a screen in front of me, and I was terrified watching this. I was like, how does anyone hit any of this or stand here and not just leave? Like, I want no part of this. It was unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like it. Just dominant. And it was everything. It was one of those Randy nights where he's dominant. He's truly one of the best pitchers this game has ever seen. And you can make an argument, is he the best left-handed pitcher this game has ever seen? Maybe. He's probably the most fearsome pitcher this game has ever seen. He was mean, and he would dominate you. And I think about that night all the time because I've never seen anything like it. And he had so many great moments in a Mariners uniform. The no-hitter, coming out of the bullpen with the music blaring, Cy Young's, the whole thing. He was just an event every time he took them out because you never knew what you're going to see when Randy Johnson took them out because he was like something we have never seen before and we'll never see again.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend. It'll be great to see him back in the ballpark and the jersey retirement, his number retirement on Saturday night, and then the giveaway that I'm very excited about, as you saw, the jersey there. So, Gary, a lot to look forward to this weekend, and yeah, you're right, some big series coming up with the Royals and then the Braves looming on Monday. So can't wait to listen to you, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, work on the hair. That's all you need.
That's true.
We'll see you tonight, Gary.
I need to work on that. All right, thanks, Gary. Yeah, we will. You will see him tonight.
Exactly.
You're going to be on post game. So
right.
Rick and Gary will have the game, and Shannon will have pregame. You'll be on post game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's just
we got to get
what
a
great
nap or
Friday,
something.
man. I don't need a nap.
Okay,
kidding me?
No, all right, my bad.
Naps are overrated. I stopped napping a long time ago. Left go. You know,
right.
that's college was the last time I napped. I just
Really?
don't do it anymore.
Okay.
You know?
Well, yeah, it's been a great
Don't talk
Friday.
to Mike Salk about that.
Oh, I know. He's like
He's got to
napping as soon as he gets home, right?
knock out those 3 to 4 hour naps. Is that what he does?
4 or 5 days a week. Yeah.
4 or 5 days a week. I think that's just called going to sleep at that point. That's just like you're going to sleep at 2 o'clock is what that is. But all right, Charlie, hey, a lot of fun, man.
Let's go.
6 o'clock in, ready
Bring
to
it
go,
on.
and go until what, 10:30, 11. You listen to a lot of Furbush. Yeah.
When you love it, it doesn't matter, man.
That's true.
You know?
It's a good way to look at it. Yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks to G. Scott and Gary Hill Jr. and all the discussions we had for the Wordle acolytes.
That's right.
For the people who got sick of me talking about Wordle, everything that happened there. Thanks for listening. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Get out, enjoy the weekend. Listen to us. Obviously, pregame coverage starts at 5:30 before Mariners and Royals. And coming up next, it's Bump and Stacy right here on Seattle Sports.
Get to the chopper!
Bump and Stacy.
I loved the pick of Bud Clark, but only in hindsight. Like you, Bump, he was not. It wasn't that he wasn't on my radar.
He wasn't on your radar?
Well, no,
He wasn't on mine
I'll
either.
say it's not that I looked at it and thought, what a horrible reach.
Right.
Like,
He's a smooth safety, very aggressive, attacks the football. Once you put on the film, it makes sense. He feels the football when it's in the air. He just has a radar of the football field that a safety needs when you're a freelancer back there roaming around.
Bump and Stacy. Weekdays 10 to 2. Only on Seattle Sports.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. So much more than just physical and hand therapy, though, Shannon. You guys, holy smokes, do you have a lot of specialty care?
Yeah, Brock, we do. Obviously our nuts and bolts is good old musculoskeletal, but we have a lot of therapists that do advanced certifications in specialty care. And that's important because we can treat the whole population. We can treat your neighborhood. We can treat your family. And those specialty services range from neurovestibular care to dry needling, sports medicine, hand therapy, pelvic floor, vestibular rehab, lymphedema, you name it, we have that service. Again, we're about taking care of the whole family and the whole family's needs.
Remember, IRG, they're in your neighborhood. I'm talking over 40 locations and new additions in Wallingford and the WAC as well, that Washington Athletic Club. You can find them in person. You can find it online at irgpt.com. That is irgpt.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.